Hello, chat. I'm currently fending off a cat. You can probably hear her in the background. She demands my attention away from you. What do you say, chat? Should I end the stream now and pet this cat? Does it win out over you? None of you are, meowing adorably after all. Hello, which one is it? Hey, Superman, have you gone through? I think you've used that one before, haven't you? Pretty sure you have. But then again, you probably used up all the positive role model characters. Does this game have an overarching antagonist or not? Well, we met this dude called Ultima last night, who seems like he might be the main villain. I'm gonna guess it's him. See ya. Is that a vote for me to like end stream and pet the cat? Never called you Superman. This is a new one. I mean, if you say so. If you say so. I mean, I guess you got a checklist somewhere in your Excel spreadsheet of like names you've called me. How would you rank him as an FF villain so far? I'm not sure. I'm intrigued because he's like non-human, obviously. So I'm wondering what his whole ordeal is. His character so far was just like omnipotent, like godlike thing. So I don't know. He's meant to be a bit alien, so that's a bit unusual. Since I guess, well, there's been somewhat alien things before, like Necron and Yu Yevon, but neither of them really had much time to really show off a character. So we'll see. Genova too. Hey, what's up, Brad? How you doing? You want to take a nap? Then what are you doing here? What are you doing here, lady? Is it wrong that I have an irrational dislike of Charon? I don't need her Karen attitude when selling me stuff. Not endearing, grumpy, it's annoying. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that's like pulled from actual history where merchants always like bitter and like hateful when you try to spend money on them. I don't know. I guess they don't really have to put too much time in their character. This is make it stand out. So make them a terrible person. Terrible at business. How about that? You want FF to have another Kefka again? Well, if we get that Final Fantasy VI remake, we do get Kefka again. But it kind of did. Ardian from Final Fantasy 15 was a bit Kefka-like. At least that's the vibe I got from him. He definitely was like someone who I felt like enjoyed doing what he was doing. And that he seemed like he's having a lot of fun just trolling people. Are you gonna play one of the worst games ever, only up game? No, I have no plans to play it. Just like I didn't play Getting Over It, I have no plans to play only up. Is this like a new genre, the Foddy likes? Yeah, the Foddy likes, where you have like someone speak obnoxiously over a difficult platforming game. Only up, it's if you remember that Getting Over It craze where you had to like use a claw hammer or whatever it was, like a sledgehammer to climb up a mountain. Only Up is kind of in the same vein, only it's like you get a run and jump like a normal person, but it's like a very, if you fall, you have to start over again, basically. Same concept. I'm hungover, buy me a large poutine, please. Is that how you Canadians deal with that? He's like, hey, I'm trashed, let me fill myself with French fries and cheese curd. I don't know if that's gonna help. I think you just need like water. Isn't that the only scientifically proven like you'll hangover cure? Just drink water. You gotta flush the system out, How is my hand? It's almost back to like I think full effect. I don't know, fully healed. Like there's no swelling. The color is almost done because it did get bruised up a little bit, so it's almost back to its original color. I still have some discomfort when I try to bend it all the way to its like, full height, or like all the way down. But that'll come back in time as well. Full functionality. Thank you for giving me the right word that I should have known. But yeah, it's on the mend. Just gotta like give it a few more days. As long as you stop messing with it. I'm not messing with it. Can't even do that thing I was talking about a few days ago. That's already, like, stopped. See, that helped. I was hitting the pressure points. Okay, I know my body. I know where my chakras are. You don't realize this, chat, but I'm on my chakra arc. I've got like crystals all over the place, just charging me with chi. I'm practically immortal. Look at my Himalayan salt rock lamp over here, just like radiating health. It's really the whole core of like how you deal with the chakras, by the way. It's all about crystals. Crystals can do a lot of stuff, Jay. They unclog your chi. Possible decks around. You know, actually, I wonder if there's like a... Would your pets be in danger if you have a rock salt lamp? How does a salt lamp even work? They make a lampshade out of salt, and then they put a light bulb in it. I mean, that's really all it is. It doesn't actually do anything but light up your room. Read Logical's comment. I'm curious as well. Hey, so what's this I hear about Russian mercenaries successfully marching into Moscow in an attempted coup just to peace off to Belarus? Well, I could explain a little bit of that. But first, before I do that, let me send out my announcements real quick. Almost forgot to do that, you know? And then I shall give you world news. Okay, so if you know anything about currently there's like Russia is employing a very large mercenary force called Wagner in Ukraine, or they were, and they did a lot of the heavy fighting and dying around a place called Bakhmut that they eventually managed to take, but apparently they were very upset with Russia's support of them during that. And also, apparently, Russia was passing laws to, like, fold them into the regular military, so their billionaire owner of the mercenary unit didn't like that and decided to march some portion of his forces towards Moscow to, like, pressure them into not doing it. And it appeared to have worked, because I guess he got what he wanted, the sweet deal, and he stopped and turned around. And now, apparently, he gets to go live in Belarus. But, I don't know, I think living in Belarus is kind of like a punishment enough. You bought a PS5 for this game, and the next Square Enix game I impulsively buy. Got it tax-free through military. What's the next Square Enix game you're wanting to get? I kind of haven't paid attention to the release schedule, but... you know, are you planning to get any other game besides this and some other Square Enix game? But hey, tax-free. I enjoy that perk because it's, my business. Belarus. Not a great place. Probably Kingdom. Well, I did not take you over a Kingdom Hearts fan. But won't that probably come to PC as well? I mean, maybe you don't have a gaming PC, I don't know. But hey, I hope you enjoyed this game. Or maybe you already played it and enjoyed it. Belarus? You mean Belarus? Yes, Belarus. Did I not say Belarus? What did I say? I thought I said Belarus. I don't know, in my mind I did. If I give you Zombie U for Xbox or PS4, will you send it or play it? I barely recall that game. It's like a Wii U game, right? I don't think there's anything there worth sending, to be honest. It never really looked that interesting. I don't want to create a precedent of people sending me games, and then me being expected to send them. So I'd rather not that be done. I'd rather just like send stuff that I want to send by putting up a vote. It's Belarus. Look, listen for a second. Hear me out. It doesn't matter. No one gives a shit about Belarus or how you pronounce his name. It's barely even a country because they basically suck. You're sucking on the toes of Russia and Putin right now. They just like, oh, what do you want, Mr. Putin? Or at least Lukashenko does, the president. I'm sure the people fucking hate it, but no one's listening to them either. Once they get off the Russian dick, then I can pronounce their name correctly. It's a bit of an incentive, all right? I even have a 3DS games for Kingdom Hearts. It'll be a terrible PC port in a year and a half, so usually get them console. I do have a PC though. Okay. Hey, you like what you like, is what I say. Which one is your favorite? I've gone on extensively on this topic. I pretty much only really care about Kingdom Hearts 1. And I feel it's a downhill trend after that. Say Pordenon? 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 I'm not sure how to pronounce that, actually. Pordenon? I mean, there's, depending on what language that is, there's a lot of different ways it should come out. Pordenon, if it's like French. Pordenon, if it's like English. German, like I don't know. Who knows? Do any of y'all play Payday 2? I bought that and I think I never played it. Kingdom Hearts 2, I buy them now because I'm too invested. Well, I tip my hat to you and hope you can at least make sense of it all. Maybe Kingdom Hearts 4 will actually, you know, not be a confusing mess. Played Payday 2 once. Yeah, I think I got it once and because everyone was hyping it up and I played it once. Like, oh, okay, I guess I'm just wasting that money. Can you say La Muchasa? Is everyone just like trying to get me like to butcher their language now? La Mukasa? La Mucha? La Mucha. La Muchasa. Maybe I gotta like moan it. Look, if I moan it, I can't be wrong. Or like just use a vocal fry. La Muchasa. Then you'll like my version of it. Pordenone? Pordenone. How do you put it together? Because it still sounds stilted to me, like Pordenone. English is a very stilted language when you actually like listen to it. It's like, oh, Pordenone. When you hear the original version, it's like Pordenone. Like English just cuts off any of the accents of anything. It's like, you know, Pordenone. Oh, we love you, English. You're so weird. English is a sexist language? Well, most Germanic languages are. It tries its best, you know, it incorporates all the words that, you'll sound good. La mucha sa means the cow knows. The cow knows, huh? They are wise creatures. They just sit there and what? Cows are like nature's security cameras, Chad. They just stand there and look at you. Just walk past any field of cows. They'll all turn their head and just look at you and chew their grass. And they won't do anything else. Say it with an Italian accent. Look, I can only get so racist sounding here, alright? I got a limit that I can brush up against. Once I start doing like European accents, I probably cross over it. Lived there for a few years, so getting used to saying it was a bit tough. You know what? I envy those who get to live in the Mediterranean, you know, climates. So pretty much anywhere on the Mediterranean always looks great. Happened, yeah, they used to freak me out as a kid. I was always wondering why the cows were staring at me. Like, Mom, why are the cows looking at me? More people die from cows than sharks. There's a lot more cows than sharks in the world is the reason for that. And there's a lot more humans around cows than sharks. So, yeah, I mean, the statistics work out because of those, you know, two, you know, pieces of context. They were judging the character of your soul, yeah? Now that you mention that, I can't help but feel you might be onto something. Cows are more psychotic. I think they're just like, you know, in predator awareness mode. It's like, yeah, you're not gonna come and eat me, are you? I know I'm What must it be like to be an animal and know you're delicious to everything? That's gonna be terrifying. It's like everything finds me just fucking delicious. What do I do? Why couldn't I have been born like a, you know, a mungfish or something? He's like secrete slime. That's the thing, Chad, though. I know I was born delicious. in a different way. One time when I was at a band competition, a cow decided to pee next to us just before we went on the field. Haha. I mean, that probably a long one, wasn't it? A lot of volume to that. Hmm. At least I didn't get on you. Oh, sorry, Chad. I didn't get a good sleep last night. I realized I ran out of melatonin, so it took me a while to go to bed. You can be damn sure I bought a full bottle of it today. I'm gonna be like, just like, take like 3 of them. Chew those suckers up. Plus, I really need to be getting my sleep and getting up early because I'm in, in video editing mode. Takes a lot of energy out of you, know? Takes a lot of time too. Field school was next to a farm, I think. We definitely had a laugh. Look, animals pee. Never, yeah, I mean, you know, it's one of those things, you know they do, but when you finally see it, it's fucking hilarious. When's the Jedi vid coming out? Well, tomorrow I will be about halfway done editing it. So, within the next few days. My goal is to have it out before the 2nd. What's the best Sin video? I mean, I can't really answer that. What's the best Sin video to you? That's the real question, isn't it? Like, which one do you like the most? And there you go, that's your answer. Melanin, melatonin. It's the sleep hormone. Oh, you took ZQL? I actually stopped taking ZQL and switched over to melatonin since I don't know, one, it's cheaper, way cheaper. And you know, melatonin is what your body naturally produces, so it's way better than just like putting whatever ZQL is into you every night. I'm becoming black. Is that all it takes? You take melanin pills. Something tells me it doesn't work that way. More than just a skin killer, you know, it's a shared social experience. And I've only ever been poor white trash, so it's a little bit different. Misheard him? That's understandable. I mean, they're very similar words. So, chat. Last night we lost Sid. Man sacrificed himself, and then our brother sacrificed himself, essentially. Oh God. There's gonna be who's gonna die tonight? We should take a poll on this. Someone's gonna die tonight, I feel. Who did? Sid died, and then our little brother, who is alive, took in the Ultima evil bad guy inside of himself. So I'm assuming he's now gonna be like turned into the villain. I don't know. You streaming each night until you beat this? Yes, that's the plan. Though if I don't beat it by the 2nd, I will probably end it just to come back to it after my vacation. Jill will probably, I mean, we have to get her power somehow, you know? It's weird to think of it that way, but that's, how else are we gonna get it? The dog so far showed no other power other than a weird ability to heal me. Though it definitely was able to be immune to all that either, Yulflut. What's your opinion on the God plotline? I didn't like how they steered away from the politics as the game went on for me. Well, like I said, so far we haven't learned about any gods, so be careful about what you're asking me about my opinion on. I might not have encountered it yet. Right now, we're still pretty heavily into politics, but there is some kind of like dark alien guy behind the scenes. I'm waiting to find out more about that. You don't have to die for Clive to get your powers. Been addicted and die. Yeah, but you do lose your powers, essentially. So she wouldn't likely be fighting with us anymore after that. So, here we are. New, base of operations. I said last night it looks like an airship. So I wouldn't be surprised if at some point this thing takes flight. Are you playing Star Wars? No, this is not Final Fantasy 12. Are you asking me if I played the most recent Star Wars game? Yes, and I'm making a video on it.
Last I saw, he was in the mess, as always.
If this area was more colorful, it'd remind me of like, you know, Killick Island in FF10.
Welcome back, Sid.
Is this game saying that aliens control everything?
Almost done.
You know what, chat? Every Final Fantasy game is actually just a plot about the Jews. How about that? It's all coded. An alien? We don't know what he is. He's like he's clearly not human. He might be like an ancient. There is like this ancient technology we like litters the land. So maybe he's like the last survivor of whatever this race was. We don't know yet. We will find out in due time.
I've seen schoolboys swing harder.
Let's continue your Witcher training.
Otto will want to know what happened in Costness. I expect he'll be in the mess.
Look, it's Sid.
Staying on this time?
So is no one going to call us Clive anymore? Would be fun to have an FF game where the plot uses conspiracy theories like Deus Ex. Maybe. Yeah, it'd be nice just to get a new Deus Ex game, though. Hey, Dart, happy to see I'm ahead of you. The fact that he took Sid's name screamed Nomura to me, and the fact that his brother wore an Organization 13 hood. Well, just because, look, there's a lot of, like, characters in fiction who wear hoods to hide their face. That's pretty common. I don't know if that's necessarily an Organization 13 nod. But then again, the guy did look a little bit like Roxas, too. Not gonna lie, the first thought was like, Roxas? Yeah, I'm glad you can watch tonight then, since you're ahead of me. Didn't Mankind Divided sell poorly? Yes. But it's owned by a new developer now, who I'm assuming paid money for it for a reason. Also, thank you for the 42 months, man. Thank you very much. Also, GMC, welcome back, man. How you doing tonight? Wait, this guy survived that destruction of the old base? But everyone there died. The Spoony Bard lived. Wait, is he still called the Spoony Bard? Oh, no. It's a different bard. This is Lucan Larkstung. Okay, Spoony Bard died. Sag.
I am a tinker by trade, but I've always been fascinated with the art of healing.
If only there were a salve to mend a broken engine.
Shelves are closed. Sign outside should have told you. Yeah, the sign outside should have told you.
But there's no sign.
Half the people died, only half. We got concrete numbers. What is this pie they eat? It's a very thick pie. It makes me think it's gotta be a meat pie probably then, right? But then this guy also has like a turkey leg.
Well, I should be getting back to it.
Have we any more knuckle pies?
Yeah, it's a knuckle pie.
Oh, sadly not. Molly used the last of the chocobo in the stew.
Chocobo pie. Oh, it is looking kind of good. Did they ever, like, confirm they eat chocobos in the other games? Like, I remember in FF10, like, there was a monster called the Chocobo Eater, and it was, like, a big deal stopping it. To marinate yard chocobo, prepare hen by draining blood, removing both head and feet. Offal, particularly the heart and liver, should be set aside for later use. Stir into a deep bowl watered wine. preferably of the red variety. Honey, salt, pepper, nutmeg, and any other seasonal savory herbs if you so desire. Add to the bowl the dressed bird and like a... Okay, a chocobo is freaking huge. This is gonna be like... What kind of bowl is gonna fit a chocobo? Yeah, Sag, I know. Also, thank you for the gift sub, Empty. And the 300 bits slow jewel. Yes, add the chocobo that's bigger than you to a bowl, yes. Break the breastbone and ready your force meat thusly. Chop together the heart and liver of the chocobo and mix in with the crumb of a stale barm and pepio or cupo nuts. I thought for a second they were also putting a moogle in there. Nuts soaked in boiled cream. Beaten mace and as much thyme as will lie on Gilpenny and fill the bird, but not overly so. Lard the breast with boar bacon and spit the bird, trying it at both ends that the force meat will not spill onto the coals. Roast until its skin is golden brown, taking care to baste regularly with drippings. You know, chocobo sounding pretty good. What's up, Bimby?
Does that one have blood on it?
Have chocobo stew.
What can I get you, Sid?
Buy a round for the haul. I'm good.
How am I getting on? Ah, about as well as you'd expect of a barmaid pouring sour ale for penniless outlaws in the middle of the Deadlands. And it'd be worse than that if Molly here didn't make the best stew this side of Stonehair, even if it is mostly just yesterday's leavings. Don't tell her you heard that from me, though.
I will buy up 500 gil. Sure.
The usual, then.
What's up, Soul You, Jimbo? How you doing?
Oh,
Just hope
you're
that
not
everyone's
leaving
having a good
already, are
one.
ya?
I feel so. I think I just wasted 500 bucks. That did nothing for me. You're another one of those that's gotten ahead of me, so you don't have to worry about being spoiled, huh? Oh, she survived.
And what can I do for you?
Couldn't you have died? It's been 5 years since we left the old place. How time flies.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
I bet you do. We were waiting to treat Sid the hero's welcome, then Kupka's lot turned up. Now we knew it was them. They just poured in like a plague of rats, cutting out anyone and anything that stood in their way. Blood and bodies everywhere.
You're our leader now, Clive.
And yet you treat me with such disrespect.
We won't hear me complaining.
Not much going on at the moment. I'm on break, so I thought I'd pop in to see how you're doing. Well, enjoy your time off then. Hey, people dealing with more financial bullshit from PayPal? Did they freeze your account?
The only drawback.
That would be like terrible, extra terrible for me because all my business runs through PayPal.
Still.
What are you selling?
If you're gonna buy something,
This lady could really use some merchant training from our good friend, the merchant. She's like, well, you're gonna buy something? Well, he'd be like, what are you buying? What are you selling? And it works. You want to meet that guy all the time. Increases the limit break generation amount by 3% when dealing damage. Increase the limit break generation amount when taking damage.
You'll not find a better
An
price
elixir.
than that.
Instantly restores all HP. That is 10,000 bucks a pop.
Finished, are you?
I don't know.
I think I'll prefer to find those in the game world somewhere.
Dave, you're back. You.
I think the Merchant Resident Evil 4 remake was better than those OG game or not.
We've a fine selection of tonics and tinctures. Perhaps you'd be
He grew on
interested
me in the
some new
remake. At first, I
recruits
wasn't big on his more
couldn't-
Cockney accent, but it won me over.
gear.
I still prefer the original, though. That being said.
Have you been to the toll? I hear a new shipment's just arrived.
Oh, no. I still don't know if the hairpin I bought my wife.
Back, are ya?
Okay, apparently no one important died in that raid 5 years ago.
Things here ain't too bad. Nah. What? You've forgotten already?
I could pass in the blink of the eye for me, pal.
Because I haven't. Still. So, what'll it be?
11 bolt. Oh, new weapon, huh? Well, since I can't upgrade this, might as well make it.
Not bad, if I do say so myself. And?
Got a purple sword. I don't know, the combat in FF16 is very much, least to me, so far like Devil May Cry 4. Yeah, I say it's more like Devil May Cry 5, but hey. I guess it does have the arm pull move.
If you told me you could fire a forge without a crystal,
But it
or a
works for me, I
barrel
like
before
it.
came here, I'd have
They're
taken
making a
you for
debit on my
madman.
account for a dispute I made in my bank
it
for a
is.
fraudulent transaction.
Secrets in the bellows,
The lot too, that's why I'm gonna
Master
go
Sid's
to my
own
bank
design.
tomorrow and just block PayPal.
Other
Not bad. If you don't need PayPal, not a bad idea. Did someone like steal your information or something? Because that's also a massive, big issue. Someone's like charging stuff through your PayPal. My room, huh? Wall of Memories. The Oath. Crate of the day, Clive pledges allegiance to Sid. This crystal shard transfixed with twin daggers is a powerful reminder of a promise made, a friendship forged, and a legacy inherited. Alright, I'm gonna assume this will be our hideout for the entire game then. Won't be changing again. Goblin coin. Ah, sweet. I've been looking to invest in goblin coin. Is goblin coin crypto? It sounds like it is. Don't know what those do. There's probably someone specific who takes them from you. Last thing I did before hopping off today was beat a level 38 hunt when I level 32 since I don't play FF16. If my brother sees as I do in a house game stream, let's play, it makes sense.
All operations are suspended until further notice.
Oh no, I don't like that board back there.
I'll let the others know.
Like, hey, would you like to take on some missions from our bounty board?
Have you finished sorting those reports yet?
Someone say goblin? Yeah, we picked up goblin coin.
Been busy enough with my own work.
You're putting my
These
head
days,
on
though,
that.
I feel Dewinde has overtaken the goblins. Everyone's down into Dewinde these days. It's all about the Dewinde coin, you know?
War is brewing. I can feel it.
History of Valistian jurisprudence, You're wondering what this new board is behind me, aren't you? All in good time, my furless friend. All in good time. Don't call me furless.
Lady Tyre is performing a delicate operation and must not be disturbed. I'll let her know you called.
No one works longer or harder than our Otto. You can scour the whole of Storm and Ash, and you won't find a better man.
Go ask him out already, lady. Jesus.
Escape from the slave markets. How'd you manage that?
I had some help, but it was mostly luck. The others weren't so lucky.
Girl is my favorite NPC. She is down bad. Check in with her after every chapter. I mean, alright. No problem in doing that. I mean, you know, our boy Otto. Wait, we can't go down here? What does that sign even say? I guess it's like, you know, danger. Falling hazard. Hey, missed last stream. What did I miss? Sid died, sacrificed himself for us when like some alien god thing appeared out of like a crystal we destroyed, and then our brother appeared and sealed it up inside of himself, and it's probably gonna take control of him or something. Yeah, it's very confusing, but you know what? I'm intrigued.
Ah, Sid. We were just about to start our
And now
next
we're
lesson.
called Sid because we've become the leader of like the branded resistance.
I tolerate absolutely
Am I liking this
no
more than 15?
tomfoolery.
Yes. Ultima killed Sid. Well, technically Typhon killed Sid, right? That was what injured him originally. What makes this better than 15 in your opinion? So far the world is more interesting and the combat is better put together. I mean, it's basically Devil May Cry 5, so as you know, it's been mentioned many times. Also, there was a lot of characters in 15 I liked, but it's not all of them. Some of them were hit and miss. So far, I'm intrigued by like a lot of the characters in this and how things are going to end up, since everything just seems so hopeless for any of them.
This plank will have to be replaced.
Where 15's plot never really found a good direction. Is this kid arguing with a rat? Wait a minute, he's an amateur twitcher? No kid, you gotta go to kick these days.
Look, Sid. Squeaks wants to meet you. I can keep him, can't I? Can't I?
What does it mean to be an amateur twitcher, though?
Look, Sid. Squeaks wants to meet you. I can keep him, can't I? Can't I?
Kills rat, eats it. Yeah, kid, I don't think that's a pet rat. That one's probably carrying a disease. Who's the rat in our relation? What? I'm not sure what that means.
Where did we put that sack?
That they bloomed at all is a blessing in itself.
Oh, the greenhouse, huh? Things are looking up since I got those soil samples up here.
It's not the ether. It's the water.
This tongue here pulls the black from the lake water and renders it pink. You'll have to ask Mid if you want to know how it works, though.
Yeah, this place is a little Starting to get a little too big.
Much was lost when the first hideaway fell. Colleagues and
We have more than ever, though.
years of hard work. But we did not let that loss defeat us. And our work will not be in vain.
This man sounds like he's suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder.
Spirits of our fallen comrades live on in every leaf and limb you see here.
Meanwhile, I'm just reading his books. Alright, bye. Suffer alone, I guess. I feel like the Final Fantasy series could have a spin-off series that makes turn-based Final Fantasy games that could use the 2.5D style where the main series remains action. I mean, if they remake 6, that's kind of how I'd rather them do it, rather than make it 3D. As well as that they ended up remaking Chrono Trigger. I wouldn't really want Chrono Trigger in 3D, I feel. That would be like better than 2.5D. Guy saw his friends murdered in front of him. Sounds like he has PTSD. You don't say, yeah, but he just like talking about plants and no one's like helping the guy. The man needs emotional therapy. He doesn't need roses.
Charlie says I can't go and play until I finish my...
I've been up this way. I can't tell if I've been here already.
Sid, what's the special occasion?
You're welcome to join us for a spell, if you think Jill won't mind.
Spell of what? Spell of what? Goblin coin again.
What's the matter, Sid? You look as pale as the day your predecessor slung you in the cell next to mine. Not about to have another fit, are you?
Spell equal. I know spell means for a time, but you know, joining them for what though? Besides just standing there.
Both are.
Wait a minute, we're cooking chocobos and we got chickens?
You won't grow fat pecking at hay.
The waste. These people don't know the real money is in racing chocobos. More meat on a chocobo, but yeah, but do they taste as good? I mean, you can make the same argument. Why don't we like eat ostrich? More meat on them, right? Where am I going again? People do eat ostrich, but it's not like the staple food of like most of the Western world. When's the last time you went to a supermarket and just like could buy ostrich meat? You have to go to like a specialty meat shop for that.
Ah, there you are, Clive. Word of your adventures arrived this morning. Victor sends his thanks.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. Not a single one of the bearers we saved showed any interest in coming with us. No one seems keen to join hands with an outlaw. Any news while we were away?
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping an eye on the Republican army. Should be back any day now.
Understood. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the map room.
God, I should have talked to him before checking out the rest of the place. Never had an ostrich burger? Nope. I almost had a camel burger once, though.
There must be better places than the hull of a gutted airship to bury your nose in a book.
Yet this is where she's chosen to be. And I'm sure she has her reasons.
There used to be a restaurant that actually served some, like, exotic burgers. And they had camel burger as an option, and I was gonna get it, but we ended up not going there. I kind of wonder what camel tastes like now. Would it be very dry meat? I know it's a bad joke, but would it be dry meat? Finished Solstice today. Did you end up finishing that game? Solstice, was that the one where you play as like the female berserk lady? No, I never finished it. I had my fill of it, but I was like, all right, I'm kind of done.
Trust I'm
Got your
not
RTX
intruding.
470 fitted in, and I'm finding it
from your
okay.
mission.
What have you tested it with?
I'm beginning to think your habit of surviving cannot be attributed to luck alone.
One might say the same of you.
You should get a copy of like Portal RTX with it,
I'll
right?
have you know that only
Or you can
4
download it and
attempts
that's a
have
pretty
been
good
made in
test
my
for it.
life, and none was especially memorable. So, to what do I owe the honor? Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Is that so hard to believe?
Very well then. Shall we start with the state of the realm? To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and
Female Berserk, you mean Claymore? It is definitely inspired by
Well,
Claymore as
mostly
well.
armies.
Claymore and
Though
Berserk
that's
were,
not for
were
want of
basically the
trying,
influences for that
is it,
game.
Clive? But the real question is, how did we get here?
Yes, teacher.
Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern Storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots.
Body's wife?
Little wonder then
Really?
that Sylvester set
Okay, are you
sights
being
on the
serious and that's the
crystalline
voice actor, or just like making
An
a joke that she's like
altogether easier
the lore
target,
queen?
Possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You remember all that, chat?
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And when the storm has passed, I am confident she will remain.
Your penis will be the last one standing
as to
when
the matter of
last drop
payment
of
for
blood is
today's
spilled. You just
lesson,
want to mention your dick.
Complete
Come on
a
now.
simple errand for me, and we shall consider ourselves even.
Even?
Your body actually, in order to survive, will sacrifice your
volume
dick
to all
at a
tomes
moment's
in the
notice.
shelves.
One of the first things
Tell
that
him
freezes
it
off during
was
frostbite.
Adequate.
Just like your
I
fingers.
suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident
So,
historian.
yeah, you may think that, oh yeah, surely that, but nope. Your body's like, this is non-essential for my survival. How's the game going? Pretty good. I like it. I'm enjoying. Her last name is literally Ninetails. Vivian Ninetails. It's an interesting name. Spick with Harpocrates. Couldn't they just call them Hippocrates? Hypocrites. I mean, it's clearly the play on the name.
Sid!
Staying on this
Isn't that a Pokemon? Well, Ninetales is named after a Japanese folklore monster. Mithril, a mineral most mighty.
Old Tome said the hideaway is built inside an airship. Said it was called the Invincible.
Even called it. Wait, why are these like non-branded? Well, I guess they might be branded. They just don't have a tattoo on them. So it's like, never mind. I'll take back that comment I was about to make. Like, why are these children here? Told you it was an airship, chat. Can't name characters, and obviously, unless you're Kojima, huh? Kojima's kind of gotten a little lazy when it comes to naming characters. Like, how many people in, like, Death Stranding were just, like, a version of, like, Die Hard Men, Dead Man? Just, like, put man at the end of it. And then you had Fragile, because she's, like, you know, been aged. Sam Porter, Brit. He got really too punny with the names in that one. Little too punny. Then he also had Hot Coldman in, you know, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, right? Hot Coldman. Hot Coldman.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Now that is a name I have not heard for a long time. So long, in fact, I had half forgotten it was mine.
Have I not talked to you for the last 5 years or something?
You were missed, as always.
I believe this belongs to you. Vivian asked me to return it.
Already? Our resident scholar devours books faster than young Tet does lemon tarts. Would that I could do the
Parents
same.
both branded. Remember,
Alas,
bears
I
can
no
have
longer
kids,
possess the
however, they
necessary
ran away
constitution
before their
for
kids
such
were branded.
indulgence,
Only one of them is a
either in
bear.
words
Oh.
or tarts. That said, I have continued my search for mention of the creature you encountered at Drake's Head. But without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion, I regret that I have been able to find little and less. I am sorry.
Please, don't apologize. I'll send word to our associates. See if they can't furnish you with more books.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but the right ones. Mayhap we look in the wrong places. There are still libraries to the north.
I'll see what I can do.
You are too kind. There are not many in this world who would indulge the whims of a tired old historian.
Not too tired to go filching Kupo nuts, though. Always got a pocket for him. Nicks him off the Moogle.
Hush now. We all know there's no such thing as Moogles.
Pardon? I see it, though.
The twins seem well.
Aye. Yet they laugh.
Who else would have put down the board out there, though?
The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them, however well they hide it. Titan took much from us that night, from some more than others, and the wounds that remain, they are not.
We have a Moogle on the ship. I'm guessing most people can't see Moogles.
That we must. Just as I must give you the time you need to recuperate. Good day, Clive.
Good day.
Is this like the Koroks in Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild where only certain people can see them? Wait, is that the case? I did not realize that. Only certain people can see the Koroks in that game? I mean, I just figured they were, you know, interacting with anyone but me. I mean, not like it matters. You never actually have any reason why we would, you know, talk about them.
Not back a blink and you're already off solving everyone's problems. It looks good, Clive. Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Otto stole us. All right, I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
Can people not see the scar?
What could Gav have thought?
You mean
worthy of a
where they
letter?
took the tattoo off me? People can see it, and they know what it would be. Not like just getting rid of it. We're like, oh, you're definitely not a branded. But I guess it's just like peace of mind not having it there anymore. I mean, if you were branded with a slave scar tattoo, you'd probably want it off too, you know?
Once the hall's swept, it's over to the tavern.
The reading table. Reports, letters, and other important missives. This is starting to be a little Dragon Quest. You know, not Dragon Quest. What is it? Dragon Age? Oh shit. What is the name of that game? Dragon Age, whatever it is. The BioWare one. With all the base management. Missives addressed to Clive are delivered to the reading table in his chambers. A new messenger is always arriving, so make it a point to check the reading desk upon returning to the hideaway. Republican army marches on the Empire at Twinside, and the men of the Rock have been summoned to the front. Something big is brewing, I reckon. I'll see you done to wear upon my return. I'll see you're done. This game is too English sometimes. I'll see you done to wear upon my return. Got a trip tomorrow, so gonna call it here. Have fun, safe time on your trip, man.
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kuka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance, the one we've been waiting for.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion.
You'd think that would burn a hole in his pocket.
To Ultima.
Why she molested the table? It looked, she was like molesting a map.
Joshua is
Talk about was taking all their
looking
homes.
for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does. To a world without mother crystals. To Sid.
It really does feel like they need a few more team members, to be honest, though. I mean, just him and her and the dog. Meanwhile... Sid's dead.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this...
Your mommy yet? No.
This is far, Far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
Hey, Ragatosh, how you doing, man? So how did Joshua survive again? Well, he is the Phoenix, so I'm assuming it's just the power that it doesn't die, just is reborn.
Master Clive, a moment, if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to... intrude.
Dude, we're just having a drink,
Not
you're
at all.
fine.
We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well.
But that's just my assumption. I just based off the fight he had with Ifrit, where he did die, then came right back, so probably the same thing. Gathering storm.
What would make Martha leave the rest?
You die in the opening fight at the start as the Phoenix. He actually gains another health bar. I mean, I did die, didn't I? But it's the Hellfire, so maybe a different death.
Something has happened to Martha. We need to speak with Otto.
Otto. Shit. Okay, balcony. I'm trying to think of what dominance we have left. We have Odin, Bahamut, and Titan so far that we've seen. On top of like the ones attached to these two. Yeah, like I said, the ones attached, like Shiva and Rama, I was already accounting for as my friends. Have you heard about a recently announced Bandai Namco showcase that's about to take place this week? The fuckers are injecting straight into my veins. I'm gonna wear my clown makeup and hope for Elden Ring info. I mean, the DLC seems like that'd be very likely. I suppose. But it'll more than likely be like several of Bandai Namco's anime games. I wouldn't get your hopes up.
What do we know, Otto?
You die because you're trying to shoot the giant's fireball. Same here, Fred.
Started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. The usual. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive. Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip round the Duchy's balls. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the Holy Throne, conspiring to restore the House of Rosfield to power. And now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing, complained that it was getting harder and harder to take bearers in.
And now she's missing. If she's fallen into the hands of the Empire, we could be next.
Where's the last? There's gonna be one more, right?
On their way to the inn. They should help speed up the search. But if this is as bad,
Guess it'll be introduced in time.
You might end up having to save their asses and all.
Don't worry, Otto. I'll make sure everyone gets home safe.
My guess is it'll probably be like Alexander or something. Doom Train, yeah, I don't think it's gonna be Doom Train. I think Doom Train has only ever appeared in 8, right?
Martha is a survivor. We'll find her.
Find the curse breakers. Weren't they over here? No, it'll be Eden, chat. That one that took forever to summon in FF8. Is Hades a summon? No, but it was an optional super boss in FF9. And was originally going to be the final boss until they changed it to Necron.
Always swing harder.
What's up, Mike? How you doing? Got a fear for the sexy people, chat. Are you my brother? You gotta, you know, your face is covered.
Damn blighted bilge.
I'm mid in a
everything
world
all
of
right?
sexy people. Aren't we all?
Aside from the holes in my hull,
At this point, the only way you can prove that you're sexy is if you make money off
Water
Instagram.
doesn't agree with it then.
that's one way of putting it. And unless you got some grand scheme to suck the black from the lake
There's
like
a
we
summon
do
in
the
FF7. I don't
atrium,
remember that one.
that slurry will keep eating away at the timber like young Tech does our lemon tarts. Suppose a coat of pitch might stave off the rot for a moon or so, assuming we had any pitch, which we don't. Not any bloody more. Doubt the old tub's got
Found
more
on
than
the
a
ship
dozen runs
under the
left in
ocean.
him.
Wow, that... Now that I think about that submarine section in Final Fantasy VII we'll be getting. Probably in the third game. Recent events make me like, it's actually kind of difficult to take submarines underwater and dock with things.
Of course, Obolus. Your skiff is our only means of reaching the mainland. Without it, we'd be lost.
Well,
I think the closest
I'm
we
glad
got to Hades
someone
was
round here
Diablo. Yeah,
sees
that's who
it
I
that
was
way.
originally thinking of.
To make pitch,
Basically the
you
same
need
thing, just like
pitch
Spanish
trees.
Hades.
But in case you haven't noticed, live trees are one of the 1,000 things sorely lacking in the Deadlands. Now, I'm not so unkind as to ask you to fell a faraway forest and lug the logs back here to the mere, which is why we'll be needing
People
a
are criticizing that
suitable
submersible for
alternative.
not testing with porp.
And
No,
it
that was
just
a
so
joke
happens
headline
I
from like The
once
Onion.
heard the thorny pitches of Curltail Falls cover themselves in a sticky wax to trap birds and beetles and whatnot. Might be enough to tide me over.
Sounds easier than felling a faraway forest.
Because that dude who created that submarine was far too egotistical and dumb. Like, oh no, it's fine. But God, has YouTube just like swamped my inbox with submarine and deep diving related content recently for reasons. Like every other video advertisements to me is like James Cameron, like here's a deep sea diving documentary. Here's another, news report on the, submersible disaster. It's like, okay, I get it.
Finish with that log.
Where do I find the curse breakers at? I don't think the curse breakers are here, are they? So maybe they're in a different area? Rich dude cutting corners, huh? I know, right? Alright, we got a side mission and we got a main mission. Yeah, we'll go here and do this real quick. Did you Google subscriber and Google had an autistic AI moment? What? No, I don't believe so. Oh, foggy this time. Place is different. Yeah, they do change up the day or night and your environment. But the enemies leveled up.
Easier than felling a
They have.
forest, I said. Trees don't have teeth.
Fall damage a thing in this game? I don't believe so. But usually you don't have to worry about falling either. Didn't they control the sub with a video game controller? They controlled a sub, not which is I mean, they could have at least sprung for an Xbox 360 controller, which is used, I believe, to control like some parts of like submarine, like US Navy subs, like the periscope. But no, he sprung for like a third-party Logitech controller. It's like something that you likely won't even use to control your video games if you have it, you know, decent, you know, if you want decent control. So he wouldn't even spend $50 for an Xbox 360 controller. And like, no, you know, 20 bucks for this Logitech, you know, controller's fine. Seems like he'll do well. The AI art is using AI art as references that makes it worse. Hilariously called AI inbreeding. That's also not exactly true. That's basically hopeful like bullshit from like some people who really do not like AI art. Didn't the controller survive that? Wow, you guys are getting just misled a lot tonight, aren't you? No, that was also not true image. That was a fake image, or at least an image from like years ago. Chad, I feel like I'm battling fake news right now.
I'm sorry, Sid. We were too late. The Imperials have already left.
How is everyone? We're doing good tonight, Garland. How you doing? Our robotics team uses that controller. The particular logic controller is only $25 on Amazon. Yeah, it makes sense to use it for like a robot that you'll have on the service. Not trust your life to it, and you'll 5,000 meters beneath the ocean.
If they hurt Martha, they'll have the whole rest to answer to.
Stoked for Armored Core 6. How much more longer till that comes out? It's next month or something, isn't it? I think it's gonna be a lot of people's first Armored Core game, right?
I'm sorry. I think I twisted
August
something.
20th. Okay, so a little bit longer. Just hopped in. I got that from TikTok, so no wonder I was misinformed. Yeah, you gotta be careful these days. For the sake of content, everyone will lie to you. I'll save my money, but I will buy one of these.
There you go. Pretty well.
Did they die from the pressure? They got. It's pretty grisly what happened to them. Actually, they essentially were crushed from 360 degrees all around, with like several. Essentially, they got pancaked badly from all directions at once, and then they got burnt. And well, think about pressure. Once you increase a lot of it really fast, it heats things up. So they got squished and cooked in like a millisecond. That's why they're not even looking for remains. They won't find any. They went from being a living thing to a physics experiment. Yeah, water pressure, deep sea water pressure is no fucking joke. It happens faster than your brain can even perceive it to. So 1 second they were alive, then like a millisecond later they were dead. They didn't even get to acknowledge it and know it was coming. It's literally like the most painless, quickest death you could possibly have.
You'd be coming. I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes.
And when we don't explore the oceans as much as space.
Like a storm.
Yeah, I mean, to some degree, being in space is safer, you know, than going to the deep ocean. Just expensive.
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey sheltering Martha's bearers.
Actually, curious if they intentionally show anything about Elden Ring, so Armored Core can grasp all. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the reason, actually.
But, before you go, one of the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were talking about a culling. I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good. Be careful out there, Sid.
You do the same.
Issue with Armored Core 6. There's humanity found a new energy source. It's a clean burning fuel. Yeah, I don't think you should worry too much about where the plot of Armored Core 6 is, though. And Square Enix seems to be experimenting with genres. I'm betting the next one will be a Souls-like. Well, they already did that. It's called Strangers of Paradise.
Cole is right. That was no
It was definitely an experiment, too.
It was a message.
But a culling. Bearers of the
No, their next Final Fantasy chat will be a first-person game. It'll be open world. It'll be like their take on the old Morrowind, or I mean, Elder Scrolls.
They've killed my bearer. I demand recompense.
Going down here. All right, I can do that.
Oi, look sharp!
Hey? What? Good to see you, Sid. The soldiers who did this are long gone, I'm afraid. We're doing what we can to treat the wounded.
Final Fantasy in first person, like Resident Evil. I mean, you could do an actual first person Final Fantasy game, I feel. The stigma that first person games used to have in Japan that made sure no Japanese dev would touch them has kind of disappeared. There's plenty of Japanese gamers that play first person shooter games these days. Fires of Rubicon burn not only the planet, but the surrounding planets. I think it should take more than 50 years to turn back to flame like that. Yeah, it's probably magic. I don't know. Science magic. The Grizzly, but the FBI director who oversaw the 9/11 PA crash site. And he said the impact compressed the victims and launched them like springs out of their clothes. Stop wanting to be a cop after that description. You mean the Pennsylvania crash? You know, plane crashes are no joke either. There's a reason there's very few, but your chances of surviving a plane crash over, you know, deep pressurization or, you know, implosion at deep sea, way better though.
Enough of you, are there?
If they didn't suffer, that's the, you know, the best case. Yeah, they didn't suffer. They didn't even know it. The brain can't even work at those speeds. You hate planes? I've actually never flown before. That might be changing soon, though.
Look. Up ahead.
A woman.
Martha. Are you hurt?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something.
Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn black shields.
I want a t-shirt with a truck on it that says the other ride is your mom. You know, you can pretty much have any t-shirt you want made, right? So you can make that happen.
They were gonna hang us both when the sick rose from their beds. Poor souls turned on the Imperials. Distracted them long enough for me to get away.
Then they may still be alive. Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn? Cole is there with the other curse breakers.
I think so. Thank you, Clive.
Used to date a pilot, and I don't know how he did it every day. Fucking terrified of heights. Well, I'm assuming doing it every day will get you over that pretty quickly.
There has only ever been one order.
And generally when you're flying, it's not the you don't really see the ground. Well, you can see the ground from the window, but I feel that doesn't really activate heights as much. It's just the fear of crashing. I feel like heights requires you to like be standing out in the open. I'm not gonna kill every one of these things again this time. Back to work. Polycarp, have a good day at work, man. See you when you get back.
We're not alone.
Let me target you with my Panzer Dragoon Order ability. After tree climbing, I'm extra squeamish about heights. Was even scared while I was doing it at times, but somehow pushed through because I wanted to climb that climber money, which is not much. Climber what? I mean, you. First time I've ever heard this statement, climber money. Like, I guess would you like win competitions or something, or was that your plan? Like, I'm pretty sure for like climbers that make money, they need to be sponsored, right? Meant for a tree. Oh, tree room. Okay, okay. For some reason, I'm thinking you were like climbing mountains and hoping for like sponsorships on it. Boris make a lot of more than, yeah, like my older brother did like tree trimming where you had to climb up at the top of the trees, but Bam was at like hell on his back.
Are we too late?
There might still be someone inside.
Who dares kill my people? Again, we're trying to save this world, and they do this to us.
No.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bitch of an innkeeper must have sent them. Colluding with the enemies of the Empire is a serious offense.
And for their crimes shall they be punished. Such is the law. To dwell in darkness,
Are these like the
that
Inquisitors?
we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these our swords we swear.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
This won't take long.
You're right, it ain't gonna take long.
To me, Blades!
You know, for all the, like, speaking lines of God, they didn't really put much of a fight. They are black shields of mockery of shields, which is what Clive used to be, so he's pissed at them? Oh. You feeling good murdering those murderers in self-defense? Yes, well, these guys are actually, at this point, just committing genocide.
Is that all of them?
I think so.
Hey, Canada Banks, how you doing? Wait, that's a Breath of the Wild
I didn't see
as
the
my
abbot.
reward?
He may still be alive.
I'm surprised, everyone's still dead. Do I like yogurt?
The abbot.
I don't know. It's not really a taste I really like. You're doing fine, just trying to get by in life. Aren't we all, buddy? How, are you succeeding at that so far?
The bearers died protecting him, calling upon what little magic they had left in their bodies.
This was that,
Clive,
priest that we met
he's
earlier.
breathing.
We're friends of Martha. We're here to help.
Are the Imperials dead?
They are. Every last one.
If only that were true.
You're drawing a comic book?
Black Shields will return.
What are you going for with it?
The cullings will continue. Rosaria will never be saved unless we save her. Tell Martha to beg Sid's aid and tell her this wasn't her fault.
I shall.
Sid, where are you? Sid!
In here!
First
We found a
issue
survivor!
posted on Webtoon, and I've actually read a few things on Webtoon.
Clive,
So is it going to be something that's like mainly made for like phone users, where you
He's
like
gone.
scroll down? That's what I usually find on that website. Phone comics. We should just call them that.
We've laid the abbot to rest. But the
What
bears,
story genre are you going for with it?
They didn't need to die like this.
no, they didn't. But it was their choice. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms, fighting for those who fought for them.
Martha said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the
Two, one is
Imperials,
action
assuming
adventure, the other is slice of life. Well, good luck on them, men. Hope
I've
at least
gathered
one of
the
them
bearers'
succeeds for you.
remains. We should consign them to the tide.
Do you stand to make weird question, but do you stand to make good money off like a successful like webtoon on that on those websites? I'm assuming they let you make money and monetize it.
Taking the dust there himself and perform the casting. I'll get someone to.
Wait, do these like put all those guys' ashes into a bag?
Cole and I will remain here. And
Depends
see
on
to
how
the
big you get, honestly. Reason I was tired was because my autism got me exhausted. I didn't mean to laugh at that, that's mean. From my niece crying today, I got louder and I was hungry, so that's why. You know what, that's actually, pretty good reason to be tired. Hungry and tired at the same time. Alright, make for Riddick's jump. Form the casting and return to Martha's rest. Like how many subs you get for your comic, kind of like YouTube, okay. Well, hopefully you can pull it off then. Yeah, I remember reading, like the most recent one I read was like a sort of cyberpunkish comic, not really cyberpunkish, but near future comic about AI. Pretty good. Ending kind of sucked though, but the rest of it was alright. Yeah, this way. Kids are kind of a drag. Yeah, but all the people I know who have kids will say that, but then they'll say they're totally worth it too. So, either they're all lying to us and they're in on some big scam to make us all have kids, or they mean it. Oh, wait a minute. One of these damn things. Cardamom. How's FF16 going so far? Pretty good, I like this game. Notorious marks. Every now and then, Clive may encounter creatures larger, faster, and more ferocious than most. While flight is always an option, defeating these notorious marks can earn him not only renown, but also rare materials that may be used to craft new gear and upgrade existing ones.
Do you think it's spotted us, Torgal? What am I saying? Of course it has. It's a floating eyeball.
money. I don't like what it's doing there though.
You're a fine hound.
Oh shit, he's got Doom. Oh no, I don't think this is gonna. Oh, alright, we gotta pop our. We gotta pop this. You die.
Nice try.
Was that Doom actually working on me? I couldn't. I thought I saw like a countdown on me a couple times. But it's dead now. Magic dash and a meteorite.
You didn't see that coming.
Good boy. You dodged it? Alright.
You alright, boy?
Feed him a treat. What's the video I'm currently working on? I'm currently editing the Jedi Star Wars video together.
That would feel good, boy.
Thought this thing got to 1 HP and then ran away from me and regained its... Ooh, yeah, that doesn't feel good, does it? That would rightly piss you off. So it can run away, or do you just get too far away from it?
That must be the bridge.
De-aggroed and like walked off. Weird. Yeah, that sounds like a bug.
So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
That might have been you accidentally running away from the fight if you run that red border, I think, for too long. It lets you run away from the
now
battle.
they are truly free.
I hope so. What of the Imperials?
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. We should go back. Cole is worried about Martha.
Where was she during that fight? Excellent question. I guess she had to go burn the bodies of the Imperials or something. Can't let the disease spread now, can we? God, I suck at doing English accents. I used to be able to do them half decent. I don't know what happened to me. Out of practice, I guess. Are you going to release the Dead Island 2 video after Jedi Survivor or this? Almost certainly I'll be doing this after, Jedi Survivor. I would wager. This is a much bigger game than, Dead Island 2, which is kind of like already... Didn't really sell that well. Or, I guess it sold well enough, but it didn't really, light the world on fire. Whereas this game is doing pretty well.
Thank you, Founder. Thank you, Phoenix.
Alright.
I'm glad Martha's safe. Both for her sake and the town's. This place wouldn't be the same without her.
Are these two not a party? There isn't really a party, you just have allies that will fight you. Like, the dog is your main real ally, he's the only one you can give commands to. But we did have also Sid, who will, come into the, help you out at certain points of the game, but it's not a party system. You really only control yourself, and the other people just do their own thing, if they're there. I don't know why, since we can issue orders to the dog, we can't also issue, some basic orders to her, but it's whatever.
No one survived then?
I'm sorry.
That was
Before we
sexist in a
passed,
video game form, how about
one of
that
them
then?
bade me tell you not to blame yourself.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood's not on my hands. Cole said you cast their remains. That was good of you. But it should have been me. This was all my fault.
How? You couldn't have known.
But I did. And I turned a deaf ear to the warnings like the fool I am. The rumors started moons ago. Of black-clad devils descending on villages in the dead of night to slit the throats of sleeping bearers. But I assumed it was all just nonsense concocted by the Empire. Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand to a fugitive bearer.
And in ordinary times you would have been right. What these Black Shields are doing is unthinkable. Which begs the question, why do it at all? My mother obviously has a hand in this.
Ooh.
I cannot make sense of her actions.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. Right now, I need swords and men to wield them, preferably big ones. If those Imperials think they can come in here again and threaten my people, they're in for a rude awakening. Oh, before I forget, a Stolas from Otto landed just before you arrived. He asked me to tell you that Gav has returned.
Then we must as well.
I did not expect Gav would become such a central character to this game.
We can stay longer if you wish.
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come
Said
calling.
that centrally, you can tell this is a Japanese-made game.
Wouldn't turn my nose up.
No Western developer would talk about Min in that way, like they're better at combat. I would have thought. You're working on a novel, are you? A lot of creative people in chat tonight. The Black Blood.
Those poor souls died to give me a chance to save others. I won't let their sacrifice be in vain.
You're waiting on Moo? How long does that normally take?
If you don't mind, Sid. I'd like to stay here with Martha. Just until she finds someone to guard the rest, that is.
Martha's a stout soul, all right. Anyone else would be out cold after.
Where are
what
we on
she's
here?
been
We
through.
just like... Well, bad shit happened again, as always, but some like black shields came into this town. Hold on, throat got dry. And essentially massacred a bunch of bearers, so... But we took care of it. Don't die, just my throat got a dry spot in it for a second, chat, I'm fine.
Best off staying where we are.
Try not to move. You'll only make it worse.
Oi! You there! Don't just pass me by!
More of this.
Yes, stop dying. That's all it takes, chat. Thank you for the 100 bits, too.
You handy with that sword of yours? Course you are. Bet you're a bloody marvel
Where's
with
Sid
the
and
thing.
Jill? Sid is dead, Jill is with
Question
us.
is, are you willing to use it or not? Because a flock of noble chocobos are in need of help.
Chocobos?
You heard me right. Wild birds? Hmm? The big ones?
How does he not
Just
know what a
any
chocobo is?
chocobos at that. Whiteheart and her flock are the bravest birds you ever did see. They protect travellers round these parts from bandits and the like.
Chocobos? Fighting bandits?
It's true.
Well, they fought you a couple times, didn't
They
they?
saved me from a gang of footpads only yesterday.
He got clapped, well, he sacrificed himself, essentially.
Now, they're back.
Now we've
Looking
taken
to
his name,
settle the
actually.
score.
Continue his
Go on,
legacy.
then. Don't just stand there. Go and help him.
Okay, 20 experience or something?
All right.
There's a good lad.
Where can I find these chocobos?
I saw him cut across the way over yonder. The rotten scoundrels were driving the poor things towards the old dock. It's a dead end, that is. You save Whiteheart and her flock, you hear me? There ain't a pluckier bird in all the world. She's a hero to us locals. And don't worry, you'll know her when you see her right enough.
I'm sure I will.
And good luck to you. And give those no-good bastards a hiding from me.
Man loves him, John. He probably wants to eat it. We did find a recipe earlier. I'm beginning to think this game isn't going to let me ride chocobos, by the way.
Whiteheart. That's quite a name for a chocobo.
Hmm. You consider sitting World Tour mode in Street Fighter 6? I am. I've actually started playing it, but I've had to get back to it.
I thought Ambrosia was one of a kind. Speaking of brave birds. Looks like they went that way.
So yeah, I definitely will consider sending it. I should be able to have it finished. I mean, playing it next month, because I probably will spend the rest of this month playing this game. But then we'll get back to it, finish it up, and who knows? Maybe I'll put it up for vote against Mortal Kombat 1. Sorry, Dart slaves don't get to ride chocobos. That's probably the truth. I mean, we were making this joke, but that I would actually believe that if the game said that, like, no, the bearers can't ride chocobos. They can't. It's against all ways. Only 3 more days in this month? I don't know. Wonder if I'll be able to finish in time.
We got you cornered, Feathers. You didn't think you'd seen the last of us, did you? You've been bad for business. But I
Didn't know I started playing. I've only streamed it the one night so far.
coin to mount your head on their wall.
Not around here, they weren't.
Oh. And why's that, eh?
Because she's something of a hero in these parts. You hurt her, and I hurt you.
Piss off. Or better still, how about we hurt you both?
All right then. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Okay. Okay. That man unsheathed a small accident. Maybe he did. Good. Nope.
There's a good boy. Let's try.
Ooh, the chocobo is safe. Thoughts on Young Ye being the voice of Kiryu in Yakuza 8? I don't really know much about his acting chops. I know Young Ye's YouTube channel. I don't hate the guy, but I do find him kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie. I've tried watching his content. It's just like the drawn out, YouTuber content where you gotta talk about the same thing for 10 or 12 minutes by repeating it over and over again, even if it's only like a 5-minute story at best. Not my kind of thing. But maybe he's a better voice actor. Who's Young Ye? One of those news YouTubers for like, various things.
You're safe now.
His voice is way too high pitched. Well, you realize he'll probably be dropping it if he's an actor, you know.
Do you know her, boy? That scar.
Where?
It couldn't be.
Oh. Oh.
Ambrosia. It is you.
I like its little shimmy.
You survived.
And you found yourself a flock.
Oi! Is it over? I thought I'd come and see how you were getting on. Oh, are you sorry?
This is a side quest. You've been looking for this, Bert?
I knew
Yep,
you would.
side quest.
And the whole flock made it through unscathed.
Thankfully, they did. And not only that.
never stop to think our hero here might once have been someone's mount. Though I dare say she'd suit a fine fellow like yourself. Reckon our feathered friend must have learned a thing or two from her master. Kind-hearted warrior that you are. Bird like her would have cost a princely sum. You born a lord or
Did that
something?
chocobo just fart?
Well, Oh no, sorry, I didn't mean to pry. Don't matter who you are. You done right by me.
What is it, girl?
She wants her master back, I reckon.
Sorry, we have an anti-slave idea in my new ideology. Can't be calling me master
Seems
now.
her pals agree.
Is that it? You want to come with me?
Well, bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight. The lads down the stables will be hearing about this tonight. Oh, stay right where you are.
What about its flock, though? You're back. Welcome back. We got ourselves a chocobo, finally. So I guess you can't ride chocobos if you don't do this side quest. Because you only get to ride the one. The dude had an eye patch just ready to go for it.
Doesn't she cut an handsome figure, eh?
What's up, Luggy? How you doing?
How much do
We
I
just
owe
got our
you?
chocobo.
Few scraps of leather's the very least I owe old Whiteheart. Oh, I'll be sad to see her go, of course. But she's
How's your
earned
day
her
been?
right to happiness and more besides. Don't you worry, we'll get along just fine without her. You hear that, Whiteheart? You've earned yourself some time off. You have fun traveling with your master now. You seem awful familiar now I get a proper look at you. That's it. When those chocobos swarmed my cart on the road, didn't you? No. No, that can't be right. That fellow was a bearer.
Must have been my double.
Oh, must have been,
Can you not notice a big scar on my cheek?
that'll be the
Where a
excitement getting
sigil
to
used to
me.
be?
Silly sod that I
Hey, you
am.
tiger, all
Pay
good.
me no
Just got in
mind.
from quick grocery stop and meeting with
on my
acting
way.
manager.
Good luck to
So,
the both of
business and cooking. Hope the business
care of
meeting
your
went
flock for
well,
now.
and
I'll call you
what'd you
when I
get for
need you.
groceries? Alright, about chocobo, we just got our chocobo we can finally ride, so it took forever. I'm assuming we can probably only ride it in certain places though. This is actually our chocobo from the beginning of the game that we saw in some cutscenes. Didn't get it right then either. Ambrosia attack. Bespoke saddle and blinders displayed in Clive's chambers. Wait, really? Yeah, it's got the scar in its eye from where we thought it died back during, you know, that big fight. For 18 long years, Clive has finally been reunited with his faithful steed. Hold R3 while in the field to summon Ambrosia, and X to mount the chocobo.
Ready, go?
Oh, she got one or two, huh? I guess the flock comes with us for whoever is like riding with us. They leave footprints, chat. I wish you had like mounted combat though. That's a Miss Chocobo. That's Miss Chocobo. What? Yeah, I guess it is a girl, so. Miss Chocobo. Okay. Thing is, we don't really need to ride it here since we just need to fast travel. Alright, well, okay, that's good. Well, we got our chocobo now. So, but we need to go back to base. It can attack? Oh, okay. But I guess Clive can't attack from its back is what I'm asking.
Where's Gav?
First I got a side quest to turn in before I go talk to our boy Gav. Arc flashbacks? You mean that dinosaur game?
Well, did you find me some wax?
Find is one way of putting it.
Here, have a good time waxing yourself, old man. Maybe your chest can look as smooth as mine.
Reeks like a chocobo's arse.
Okay, hold up.
I don't suppose the Argo will mind as long as he stays above the waves.
Argo? So your boat has a name? I didn't know.
Isn't Art getting a sequel with Vin Diesel, no less? At least I'm assuming he's still attached to the project.
Before the blight came. The boat's all I have
It's about dinosaurs and family.
And thanks to you, he'll
be a compelling
sail
tale.
another day.
Hulk and Ball. Whoever made that mission title, they had fun with it. They're like, you know what? We can get away with this, right? We're going for an M rating. Like, no one's gonna mind, right? We insert dick jokes in there. Chad, are you a caulk or a cock kind of person? Do you say cock or caulk? I always have tried to say caulk because it sounds weird to go like, oh, you gotta, get the cock. Get the cock. Cock me. Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, hit me with the cock. Cock and ball, really? I mean, yes, really. You know what? It's more subtle than some of the other stuff in the game. Though they really had to like stretch to get that ball to work in there. I don't even know what that was referring to, the BAWL. CBT, what does that stand for? CBT or Mr. Freeman. CBT or cock and ball torture. Involves the application of pain to the genitals. Oh god, I haven't referenced that video in a while.
I hear there's trouble, but none of the curse breakers have returned.
Ah, Clive! How I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after
You're thinking
the
of
fall
cognitive
Drake's Head?
behavioral therapy? You know what?
And how
That just
pissed
shows
off
that you're
all the
better,
other
not
nations were
horny
that
minded.
They didn't think to do it first.
Wait, didn't we destroy that crystal?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance
There
to
are
resist.
5? Yeah, but I thought they were like all different colors.
And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the mother crystals.
They must be destroyed.
Four mother crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed.
Yeah, normally in these old Final Fantasy games, you're always saving the crystals.
In the Crystalline Dominion.
And it was the villain trying to destroy them.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rossfield.
Lord Byron Rossfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rossfield. And you're a Rossfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune, along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
Gav is an idiot. Do not say that about that wonderful man. He is a survivor so far. He better make it to the end. Otto's counter is now open. Following hideaway activities are now available. Alliant reports, the Patrons Whisper, the Hunt Board. All three are located near Otto in the Mist. He literally was surprised that you and your uncle are related. Maybe it just slipped his mind, you know? He's used to thinking of us in a different way.
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Think it's all right to touch him?
I don't know. You go first.
Touch the pooch.
Those men didn't hurt Martha, did they?
Is it business or pleasure? Going purse weighing you down?
Yeah, they're really not selling much new anymore, are they?
Finished, are you?
Clive, what's something for you, dear?
Yeah, we can just upgrade. Nope, can't upgrade anything I'm using.
And?
You don't want this old woman asking me if it's business or pleasure. Well, maybe she just means conversation. Just here for a chat, you know? But then she makes herself so annoying to talk to. Why would that ever be seen as a pleasurable thing? Alright, this guy wants more help with greenery.
Now, Martel. See, I was hoping to speak to you.
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just, well, as you know, we've been trying to grow fruit down here.
It's good to know that something of the old hideaway still lives on.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but
Every
look at it
Final
now.
Fantasy villain seems to me
All
like
our hard work's
the type that
finally
go in
paying
for some
off.
CBT.
I
Based
took it
off
on,
what?
You see, after she, well,
Outs-
after she died,
I mean,
and now the fruit's
maybe you're
finally
just
ready to eat.
projecting.
And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet as you like, in fact. She bred the bitter right out of it.
Impressive. And welcome news to more than a few, I'd say.
I thought this first harvest could go to the curse breakers, on account of all they do for the hideaway. You couldn't take them some, could you? Seems better them coming from
I
you.
literally lead this place, and my underlings, well, my people are like, hey, boss, could you do all this for me?
It'll be nice
Thoughts on
being
the
the bearer
performance of this
good news
game?
for a
Better
change.
battles are pretty. So far, I have not noticed any
She
like
always had a soft spot for that, see?
hiccups or anything like that.
Once they've had
It's all
their
been smooth
share,
for
I'll
me.
see to it that everyone else
I
gets
am
some.
playing it on your
Here you
frame
go.
rate mode where it like
Martell apples, they're called,
prioritizes
in honor of her
performance. So
memory.
maybe if you went for the grabbing option, it would be a little bit like that.
Hear that, Martell? Today's finally the day.
I don't think you can ever truly tell if someone's in the CBT chat. That's something, you know, I mean, there's no real outward appearance. I think it's kind of pointless to try to predict. It's just, you have to be there in the moment when they're, you know, engaging in their activities. Seems like we're gonna get a good old revolution here. I don't know, I mean, it seems like the people of this world are pretty terrible and set in their ways, so at best, I think maybe we can like get our own little like place where we don't have to worry about being slaughtered at this point. Am I streaming tomorrow? Yes. Gotta stream as much as I can all the way up into like the 2nd. Because that's when my technical vacation starts. Where the fucking curse breakers are? I don't like this new base of operations, too big.
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria. That broom's as ragged as...
Hopper. There you go. CBT crazy but true. You know what? CBT can mean a lot of things.
Here. Courtesy of Martell.
Stepping out for a break. Time to stand from my PC for a bit. I'll be back soon.
Martell.
Been messing with music making for the past afternoon. Hey. Take a break, man. Take a break.
Course she was. An odd sort, that one. Loved plants more than people.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran back into the hideaway to collect them
CBT
trees
is
when Titan
CBD's distant cousin, if only.
Wait.
I mean, enough pain definitely gets you high, right? It is releasing, you're releasing all that, you know, the chemicals into you.
Thank you, Sid.
Making chicken soup. Making it from scratch, or you're like pouring out of a can? Not that that's a bad thing. Some people, yeah. I'm guessing it's like you have to be like a special brain chemistry to like even for that to work.
A gift from the backyard. For your service.
Always from scratch? I've never actually made, you know, soup from scratch. I've always just like taken it from a can.
I haven't seen a hideaway apple since.
After like
Old Sid was the only one who could
Final Fantasy 15, how well they rendered food, it's kind of a disappointment. These apples look a bit like shit.
Made Martell livid. Not that anyone could stay mad at the man for long.
That
Miso soup. You know, there's actually a really good Japanese place not too far away that makes the old legitimate ramen.
Hang on. These aren't Martells, are they?
Those fucking apples? God.
I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Can't have been easy, not in the Deadlands.
That guy's farm looks like a Minecraft build farm with the water always like 2 blocks away from every, you know, plot of land.
Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard to
He isn't really, that's not really how irrigation works in real life. You just don't really need like entire pools of water. You're wasting a lot of space.
Well, I've got some manners at least. Thanks, Sid.
Eating an apple makes you an
You can leave the
asshole?
basket
True.
with me. I'll see
Or at
that
least
the others
like
get their
on
share.
screen it
Oh,
does.
And give our compliments to the guard.
Except for Sid, who did bite into an apple in the game and he didn't look like an asshole.
The apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
Not that I'm planning a journey. How are you doing?
Here you go. Think you can help? Fancy a look at the list, do you? Oh, same old.
In it. feel like mini apples might be less. Chat, what's your favorite brand of apple?
So,
I'm personally a fan of Honeycrisp. You're being sizes. Are you an apple size queen?
And Sid? He's still with us too.
You yoinking that? Yoinking, yoink the apple. You know, yoink only the big apples, huh? I see how you are.
Don't be a stranger, eh?
Honeycrisp gangbang.
Oh,
Sad thing is, there's probably actually more to
welcome
that.
to the Patron's Whisper.
The Patron's Whisper? Does that mean someone else is taking care of our friend's donations?
Oh no, that's still me. It's just Karen has her toll, Blackthorn has his hammer. I thought a new name might liven things up. I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting aside those tokens of appreciation the
Apple-bottom
sender has
jeans,
specified are to be
boots
presented
with
to
a
you
fur
personally.
snake.
Would you like to see if we have any?
You're going into lurk mode? Understood. That usually means you're multitasking. Ask about Desiri. Your name, Desiri, sounds like the name of like a Twilight character.
Business is busy. Still. Words are
Y'all know too much about apples? Like, I mean, knowing the brands of apples isn't exactly knowing too much about them. I mean, they have them labeled when you go to the store, you know? Desiree, look. They should spell it that way then, shouldn't they?
Is everything we've received and everything promised?
Completing side quests will earn Clive renown, inspiring nameless benefactors from across the Twins to donate money or items to Clive's. Oh, they've joined my OnlyFans, I see. Visit Desiree's at the Patron's Whisper in the Hideaway Mess to view current renown levels and accept any donations available.
You earned this. All yours.
Alright.
Come again. I may have more for you.
And this thing? Clive, there you are, Kupo. I've been looking all over for you.
What's the matter, Nectar?
The matter is this, Kupo. Doesn't this mean all these people are seeing Clive talk to himself?
The hunt board? It's where the Cursebreakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that might pose a threat to our operations if they were left to roam free. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Was that what you wanted to know?
Of course not, Kupo. I knew all that already. And that's why I need your help, as I need not remind you, Kupo, I am the mightiest of all Moogles, though fiend of forest, a ghoul, and the greensword to measure up to Nectar the Bolt. I can't read all that, so I need you to slay them all, Kupo.
Right. Well, leaving your mightiness
Desiree is
aside
one of
for
your
a moment,
favorite 90s
the people
musical
of
artists,
Alastia
man.
are going through a lot already. What with the Blight and the war. The
I'm not
last thing
familiar
they
with
need
them.
is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of everything else. So if the Cursebreakers are too busy to help, then perhaps I can. Or at least I can try.
Oh, thank you, Kupo. It's so good to have found someone who understands me, Kupo. I'll stay here then, keep an eye on the billets that get posted on the board, if there's anything you need to know in the Kupo. The love thing in Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet. Is that the one where it's like Leonardo DiCaprio in the modern day Romeo and Juliet? Did you see that the Cursebreakers give away billet a rank of riskiness, Kupo? From this thing could kill you with a single swipe to 7-nation army couldn't scratch. What? They referenced the song? 7-nation army couldn't hold me back. Wasn't expecting that one. I mean, that's pretty, pretty on the nose. You don't know that song? Go watch the Battlefield 1 trailer. But I'm sure you'll be fine, Kupo. Well, not sure, but that's one risk I'm willing to take. I mean, they did just say cock and balls earlier, so... Ooh, I didn't... Thank you for reminding me. Hey, Dart, apparently Callisto Protocol has DLC. How much does someone have to pay you to stream it? Well, one, don't do that. You don't need to pay me anything for playing a video game. I might do it on my own. I'll wait and see. Depends on how long it is, and if it, like, makes the game better. Did I ever tell you about the time I visited the Great Continent, Kupo?
I don't think so.
Of course I didn't, because I've never been, Kupo. Look at these wings. Do they look at the sort that might carry a Moogle across countless leagues of open sea? Well, you never land, though. They call me Nectar the Bold, not Nectar the Stupid, Kupo. Precisely what you see before you, Kupo. Cursebreakers note down the details of any particular dangerous monster they hear about or encounter in the course of their duties, Kupo. And post the billets here, Kupo, so that any stout soul who wishes to do the realm of service might set out to slaughter an ungodly whore or two, which is where you come in, Kupo. As for me, I have the most important duty of all, painting a big red X across over each and every one you cut down, Kupo, so that everyone can sleep at night knowing that the realm is a safer place. You see that all the billets are marked with a location, Kupo? That's where the horrible horror in question was seen. But you can't be expected to memorize every last place name in the whole wide realm. You're only human, Kupo. So if the place name doesn't tingle your pom-pom, Kupo, try reading the witnesses' statements. Sometimes there are other details in them that might help you track the nasties. What do you think the pom-pom on a Moogle actually is used for? I mean, it's an organ of their body, but can't really tell. You think maybe it's like an anglerfish's thing, so if you get too close, it like bites your head off? What's the fiends terrorizing the countryside? I think I got one actually, right? Yeah, killed that one. The Angel of Death. Winged Harpy. And then a Belphegor.
Guts. But these beauties are sweet.
That room's as ragged as goat's locks.
Let me go turn in my apple mission. Vital, chat. Vital. The only thing we eat here is apples. We're all gonna... I think that'll keep... no, it's oranges you need to eat to keep from getting scurvy, isn't it? We're all gonna die, is what I'm trying to say. You know about YouTuber Sethical or his series Baku? No, never heard of it. Is the Baku about the anime Baku, the the one about the weirdly, grossly like muscled guys fighting each other?
The Cursebreakers send their thanks. And their compliments. They were clearly very fond of Martel.
They remembered her? After all these years? I suppose she was very kind. Even to
it's
a
Bonky? Okay, never mind.
like me. You were one of the good ones, Martel. Why did you have to die? She put everything into her work. She wasn't going to rest until we had fruit sweet enough to enjoy. And now we do. When she died, I named a sapling after her, and now it's a full-grown tree. Martel lives on through the fruit it bears.
And through you. Her dream would have died with her, had you not kept it alive. That's something to be proud of.
I didn't do anything really, but thank you. You're kinder to me than I deserve.
By the way, Otto's expecting some of your crop. And I wouldn't mind some of it either, if that's not too much to ask.
Did he use her in the
I'll
fertilizer?
see that you're both well provided for.
I mean, they don't exactly have much else to use out here, maybe. What else are you gonna do with the dead?
Isn't that wonderful?
I mean, they do turn into, like, lime when they die, right?
Some siblings, don't you think?
They only turn into rock if they overuse magic. Still, we really need to talk about your shitty irrigation. This is completely inefficient. You need to dig ditches, man. Dig, like, straight line ditches. You can cover so much more ground and not waste all of it on, like, your waterways. At your Cal Arts graduation, you got to wear what you wanted and walk across the stage to get your diploma. The 9 seconds of any song of your choosing, and I use So Far to Go by J Dilla. So many people were like, Dilla. You know what? I like that. I wish high school graduation was like that. Why isn't it? I remember my high school graduation, my only thought in my head as I walked up to get my diploma was, don't trip. Don't fucking trip. Don't trip right now. Don't you frickin' trip. Wasn't gonna be me, you know. Had so much anxiety. Yeah, for some reason I was just like worried about tripping.
Your uncle always seemed a kindly soul, if a little eccentric.
Yeah, I guess we're done here. New location. And it's nearby. Never went to my graduation, picked up my diploma 3 years after I finished high school. And were you that antisocial or just didn't care? You had the same thought I was wearing those bougie shoes?
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav?
I'm pretty sure most people at graduation like, don't trip, don't be that
I
one.
needed his eyes and nose in Dalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
You pimped up there, got your diploma and pimped off. So you walked up and walked off.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
But when does the dog get a chance to, like, explain itself? The dog has backstory and I must know it.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Alright. Could call my chocobo out here, but let's look around first. I'd rather do a little bit of fighting. Yeah, yeah, we're definitely using the chocobo here. This is a big area. Another big ass area. Dog is actually a remnant from the convoluted plotline of Final Fantasy 3. He was cut out of the original game, was he? Isn't this like only the second time you've had an actual dog as your party member? Like, technical party member? Like Red 13-7, know that. What's the chocobo's name? Ambrosia. Hooked. Why can't we shoot it out of our crossbow? Because we're not crazy like Renoa was. How do you think she got that idea? Like, oh boy, this magazine says I can shoot you off my like crossbow launcher. Let's try that. And then you explode for some reason. Renoa was a freak, you know. Something was wrong with that girl. It wasn't just that she was a sorceress. Okay, there is a distinct lack of enemy variety I'm finding in this RPG. Was there a duster with a little? You mean that the knit thing, the blue knit thing she wore? Alright. Yeah, I don't think it was her daddy issues that made her want to shoot her dog at people. I'm a chocobo. Oh. Sick 'em bird.
Safe.
Sometimes they let them loose if they can train them, and like packs of dogs legit would just walk by me on streets when I go between campuses. Oh yeah, something I forgot to do is level up my lightning abilities, haven't I? It's starting to look a little bit like the sphere grid. So it looks like we get 1, 2, 3 more wheels. So one will be Shiva, I'm assuming. And then I guess Bahamut and Odin. Possibly. I do use ignition a lot. What is it gonna do here? Upgrade widens area of effect and increases the potency. Is there how much I use Heat Wave? But what is it? Mastery only allows it to be allows assignment to any icon. So I can use that as a combo with other icons. I don't really need that. This move is pretty good for staggering enemies. And so is this one. I might do that, but then we got upgrades to this stuff. Lightning rod. Create a ball of lightning that upon being struck, chain lightning to other nearby enemies. What's up, Soraya? Been on the phone for the last 2 hours with my BFF, trying to watch the stream at the same time and failing. She finally decided to hang up, so now I can concentrate on stream. Well, I'm sure it was a good conversation. But thanks for joining us tonight. Or, I mean, technically you've already been here, but you were, couldn't chat. Do you not have, like, a smart TV you could watch the stream on and also, like, chat on your, talk to your friend? I'm not sure what I want to upgrade, but I guess we'll upgrade this. Tornado kind of obscures your vision. Like, I really only use Garuda for, like, staggering people, so I don't know if that would be really good for that. Or probably just, like, I like that Garuda, the Garuda's stuff, the recharge is quick on it, so I can use it over and over again to stagger enemies, so I'm gonna stick with that. Let's upgrade this too. And then we'll hold on to the rest of our points. And now we test it out.
Nice try. Well done.
I just realized I forgot to buy heals on my back at the town. Bad Dartigan.
Come on.
Get more using those. Shit, I keep switching. I got too much shit to take care of now.
Nice try.
So he'll do this though. I don't know if that was worth it, because goddamn. I don't know if that was worth it. Half of your self-tape auditions are just swearing at the tech. I know that feel very well, actually. Experienced that quite a bit. Had the stream up on my PC, just sucking audio-visual multitasking.
But at least we won.
Yes, Chad, I'm killing Jogobos again, even though I can ride one now. Bastard. Look, there are enemies in this game. You just have to deal with it.
Farewell.
Look, their death is quick and painless, alright? They don't even know what's happening. It's like the implosion of the submarine.
It's over.
Fighting them's optional. Look, if it's the blue one will attack you though. These ones don't attack you if the blue one isn't there. For some reason the multicolored one just hates you. We're planning the burlesque show for the rest of the year, setting dates for auditions, and making good boards and even cover photos. I'm gonna go make me a plate of dinner, salmon, brown rice with sauteed mushrooms, cherry tomatoes. Eating healthy, are we? Alright, let's go to the objective marker instead of continuing down this path. Always eat healthy for the most part. Yeah, I've seen your food you make before. My meal was simple today. I just like roasted up some chickpeas. I do that a lot recently because it takes 0 time. And it's also very healthy. And I made a really nice protein drink with it. Oatmeal, yeah, I haven't had, I got a bunch of like steel cut oats, but I haven't really like cooked them up yet for like food prep. You must cook for me. Like I said, I've got my world famous now pizza apparently I can make. Hey, if this YouTube thing ever dies out, I can buy myself one of those like portable pizza ovens. Just go to like a local like market, start selling them. My backup plan.
Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! Thought they were loyalists.
Jill, look.
You need a license? This ain't Europe, you know.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might
Do a
rise
license to that
once again
pizza.
from the ashes to welcome
No one will ask
a
that.
new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course.
Need a license, and trust me, I could sell pizzas by the roadside and be perfectly fine. People do it all the time here.
Black Shields having a village this small.
Form a pizza maker, I recommend the conveyor ovens.
Then they must
Well,
be
the
here for something else.
oven I would get actually is like literally the. It's not conveyor. No, it would just be like it's like the Onis or Ona, whatever they're called. Ono. It's just like it's
heard you the first
propane powered, and it's just basically like a portable pizza brick oven almost. And so it's not like an industrial thing. You only make one at a time. It's mainly for you. You'd use it at your home, but you could use it for that as well. But like I said, this is mainly me just like joking around. I'm not planning to start selling pizzas. Mainly, it's not. It's really actually the creating the dough is the biggest pain in the ass, because to make enough dough to sell it, that'd take a lot of work. For that, you probably need like an actual like dedicated dough mixer to make a big batch of it.
There was a time my husband might have stood up to those men.
Hey Dart, it's been a really long time. Oh, and my name used to be Ragastian. I remember you. How you been? Did you lose your account or something? And how long has it been, by the way? What was your last live stream? Do you recall? But welcome back regardless.
We're going hunting for outlaws.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say the Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, the Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits.
Don't know what the last stream was, and I
You'd have to be dull as
didn't
a
lose
sack
my
of
account.
stones
Just
to think you
watched
could take on the
Breaking Bad.
Empire. What with their 100 full
This man has been
legions?
inspired, chat.
100? I heard it were 1,000.
May you have a sausage, onion, and mushroom pizza. Yeah, I can make that. Typically, I only make cheese pizza because I, try to keep it simple to like perfect making like the dough and sauce. But yeah, it would be a big trouble to put like those on it. You just gotta like pre-cook the sausage and then like top it on there. I'm assuming onions are like for that you like dice them, like in the tiny bits. Not just like leave a ring of them on there. This game good. This game is pretty good. Solid even, I'd say.
For a price.
Or do you prefer caramelized onions? Cobalt tassels. Cobalt is the color of the blade. Increases lemon break generation.
Much obliged. There you are. You won't be disappointed. I suppose we won't be seeing you again.
Caramelized red onions. I used to like caramelize my onions when I made burgers. Oh, what a dreary day this is.
What did those knights want, Father?
Though, gotta admit, I've never heard of putting onions on pizza before. Well, I've heard of it, I've just never actually seen it done. It's one of those atypical ingredients.
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen them, didn't you? At least I think they was the Black Shields.
I honestly thought that guy asked me if, like, you seaman?
Was this the first time they visited the village?
What do you think?
I thought you were very
Numbers
confused,
y'all
sir.
send to nowhere. And they thought we might be harboring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
No one can ever notice this very obvious scar on my cheek.
The Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know.
You seaman, that's English accent for you. Turns you seen him into you seaman.
Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not
become another Eastpool.
Then we shall be on our way.
Couldn't do shit to make us leave. He asked nicely, or well, demanded, with authority.
These people live with a knife to their throats.
We're not gonna like kill them. Like, what are you gonna do about old man? You gonna make us?
Mistaken belief that if they cooperate,
We're the good guys, you know.
show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
This is an awfully slow part of the game, isn't it? So far we've been like delivering apples, like finding like ashes and putting them in the water, and then what if we like stopped in a village and questioned people? Yeah, we're in the slow part of the game.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Hey, what happens if I go back to that village now? Do they kick me out? Nah. Okay, that's... What is that? It's got a lightsaber, I know that much.
Since the auditory, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystals collapse.
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
Better enemies. I mean, they're just like the goblins for the most part. What improvements do you think the game needs? Like I said, they're not really improvements, just like, I don't know, there's like, I do miss having an actual party. It does make it feel something like, it does make it feel like a lonelier game without an actual party, even though you do have like the dog and Jill with you at all times. It's hard to describe it, but if you've ever played RPGs, party-based RPGs, it does, it just doesn't have that feel to it. Which is like, I feel like a core part of an RPG like that. That it's like a team that you take control of and like go through the entire adventure. So I guess there's that, but I'm fine with it as for this as one game. I don't want every Final Fantasy though to play like this. I still want like stuff like FF7 Remake where you have like a team. Like I feel like it's a pretty good combination of both action and traditional RPG. Also, enemy variety. There's not a lot. We've been fighting basically the same enemies for a while now. So those are the same. Like I said, those aren't necessarily improvements as they are just like, going forward with other games. Okay, these both lead around back to the same thing. Enemy variety does not improve from here, and I guess when you have like this kind of game versus like an RPG, a proper RPG, you will have fewer enemy types. I know you don't like Triple Triad, but a card game or something might have added a bit of variety to the game's rest moments. I mean, true. Like it's one thing I like about FF7. There's so many like mini games in the game. Like the FF7 is just packed full of mini games in it, and Remake kept those. And it's only going to add more to it in the next 2 chapters of the game. So yeah, it would have been nice to have something like that in it. Feels to me they spent almost all their time working on this game's combat system, and it does work very well. I got really no complaints about it when it comes to the combat. Hey, Garrus, have a good night. I thought that was an enemy. What did I get from that? I didn't see what the item was. Hey, Mike, you have a good night as well, man. Chat's getting sleepy. Chat, I've determined I need to find more night owls and unemployed people to watch my streams. It's the only way to get the numbers up.
More of my mother's men.
Unemployed people don't sub? You're right. I need to get people who live with their mothers and have access to their credit cards. Those are where the real Twitch streaming money lie. Need more people outside the Western Hemisphere? To do that, I usually have to speak something other than English. Which I, currently only speak the one. Only got the one language to use. Learn another language. There's almost no streamer who tries to stream in 2 languages simultaneously. There's a few that are like, if they want the, if you like don't speak English natively, but you want to do English streaming, sometimes there'll be people who like go back and forth, but primarily they'll stick to one language. ESL stream is probably Rock, actually. I mean, I do, as like a, dumb American, I do wish I spoke another language. Then the idea of like putting the effort in is like, you know what? Maybe I don't need that. It really would only be for bragging points though, since I wouldn't really get much chance to use it, so I'd probably end up forgetting it without, usually just to like really get good at a language, you have to immerse yourself in the area where it's spoken. Otherwise, you just end up with a really awkward, like, a few lessons you've taken from it. Grandma would be ashamed of how weak my Spanish is. Well, she helped bring you to America for a reason, Assuming she's like a first-gen immigrant. I had to learn the Gaelic for my show in like 3 weeks. Oh, you mean like, learning dead languages must be really interesting. Well, no, Gaelic isn't technically dead, is it? There's still like native speakers of it in like, I think it's like Scotland or Ireland, isn't it? It's also dead, so it solves that problem. Well, there you go. You killed your grandmother so she wouldn't have to feel embarrassment. The psychopathic tendency, but it does check out. You did not kill her. You did not. Look, you don't have to like make excuses here. No one's gonna question your story. I was very fortunate. My dad's wife lived outside of Dublin and knew a Gaelic translator, so she recorded herself reading my lines. Oh, now that is, damn, that is actually really handy. Helped up, probably like really improved the performance a lot then.
Blood, Clive.
Irish police is required to learn it because there are still small
It's
islands.
still wet.
Ireland's coast that only speak Gaelic.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation.
These guys suck. I don't know why they're speaking so like, man, we're gonna like kill you now. I've been melting them.
On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again. I'll show you a true Brazilian.
Hit him with the old fire Roomba and they're all dead.
Nice try.
Making his death slow. Your stepbrother, who I've not met yet, is in the Irish police. They legit dropped his ass on a high mountain in the woods and like left him for a month. They have to do all sorts. What kind of stuff is a police officer expected to do in Ireland that they have to go through Spartan training? How is this game? I like this game. As you just saw, it has a move I would christen the Fire Roomba. And you know, it's pretty effective. It lets you put together your own combos. But if you like tactical or like turn-based RPGs, it's probably not for you. Irish special players. So it's like the stars of Irish police. They have to go in and deal with the zombies when they show up. Still don't see how that would help them detain criminals. Like, have to no survival skills in the mountains.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Odil. Guardians of the Flame.
Murderer escaped and hid in the woods like Dahmer did? That's what it's intended for? I mean, they still have things like helicopters and like search parties. They don't be like, go and they're like, yeah, we need to live in the woods and find him. God damn it, Titus interrupted me like that. You've played a cop several times? Have you ever been like the noir detective? Or, you know, better yet, have you ever been like, you know, the femme fatale in like a noir play? Bet that'd be a good role for you. Like you come in with a smoking cigarette and like the long holder. I've got a job for you, dick. Very dangerous. Are there any like noirish? There's gotta be like noir style detective plays. There's no way there's not.
Find something, boy.
You're the acting teacher who helps incarcerated people get parole through acting program. Noir detective, you know? I mean, kind of close, actually. How well does that work, by the way, for, like, you know, turning people's lives around? That's so logical. Thank you for the 100 bits.
Found her.
Ooh. What a happy game. They really took what goes on in Game of Thrones and actually, like, doubled down. Even Game of Thrones is this dark. Yeah, this is reaching berserk levels of grimdark.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone?
I don't know. I never truly understood her.
Really well incarcerated folks who paroled through our program had an 89% recidivism rate. Means they were 89% less likely to reoffend. And do they usually go into acting, or they just like use that as like, you know, a launch board to get other jobs?
What madness drives her, and I will end it.
We're gonna have to end up killing our mother in this game. I get the feeling we are.
We should go.
Yes.
One of our students did actually. It was a play with him after he paroled. You know what? It's a very uplifting thing to do.
We won't. But if the
Pressing never had a game make me so sad. I mean, I've played sadder games. It's just the angle this game has chosen to like just misery, racism, and death and slavery. It's pretty hard stuff for a Final Fantasy game. You don't expect it. I mean, like I said, I've definitely got sadder over stuff happening in something like Final Fantasy IX. Just because of the characters I got so into. And that, you know, that was, despite the you know, very happy look of that game, it is actually a very depressing tale too. Don't work with that program anymore, but it's still in operation and highly advocate for supporting it. Actors gang prison. Yeah, I agree. I always think the, you know, when it comes to prison reform is better than just like, yeah, let's just keep them locked up forever. They just need, you know, the right skills. Only keep super weapons locked up forever so they can escape later to fight our strongest superheroes. Exactly. We need to make life more like comic books. Keep them locked up. Literally 93% of prisoners leave prison. You know what I mean? For like excessive amounts of time and excessive amounts of prisoners. For like non-violent crimes. Oh, this place is called Sorrow-Wise? Jesus, no wonder. Chad, would you want to live in a place called Sorrow-Wise? Would you eat the stinky pickles Steiner got addicted to? Like, all pickles already have, like, an odor to them. It ain't about the odor, sometimes it's about the taste, the crispness. The pickling of them. Apparently, the was it the Gyarshal pickles? The Gyarshal pickles were pretty good. Harmful to the COs and administrators to be working in those environments during what they do. For example, guards who work death row and walk the folks to the chamber have the highest population density of suicide in any... Yeah, I imagine that weighs on you. Would you drink the Grimace drink? I don't know what that is, but I've heard about this Grimace meme going around. I have not yet checked it out. I'm afraid I can't do any funny haha like jokes about it because I don't know anything about it other than the people are turning Grimace into a horror story, right? You almost broke and got McDonald's Day. I actually had Wendy's a few days ago, but that was to get free tickets to like a fireworks show. Had to eat a dry, spicy chicken sandwich. man, hey, you know, it's definitely like a cost savings. It's $5 for the sandwich. For me and a guest to go to like, you know, the fireworks show would have been $20 at the gate. It was like $10 each. So, you know, save $15. Get the gremlins, literally me. I'm gonna set a grimace meal for my birthday tomorrow. A grimace meal. Have you heard of the grimace? We should start using grimace as a prize. Hey, have you heard of the dog grimace? You love cucumbers? You sure? Where are we going? We're not going down this way? Oh. Okay, no, we are. Should have scalped some Mickey D's at the fireworks. Scalped some Mickey D's at the fireworks.
We're approaching Buick Bridge.
What, like bring in a bunch of cheap sandwiches and sell them?
Let us cross over to
Pretty sure you can't bring food into the park for the fireworks event because they'll have like food vendors there who like demand that only their food can be bought. I'll leave those chocobos alone. I've murdered enough of them today. Christ? You doing proclamations over there? Someone in chat has found the Lord. You baddies? You don't look like baddies.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
Hush now. You didn't hear nothing.
One musical I've managed to avoid my whole career, Jesus Christ Superstar. Is it that bad, or you just haven't been fortunate enough to get it?
Didn't happen to come by way of Oldhill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day.
Isn't it like the rock version of the Bible or something?
See the sun for all the ravens.
Nice subtitles on the side. Technically, the FF7 remake, I think, does the NPC chatter way better. Though this is kind of like using the similar system. Honor the 250th anniversary of the founding of the Grand Duchy of Rosaria.
They tell us there's a curfew, but then refuse us passage back to our homes.
How come this torch isn't making any light? The dimmest fire I've ever seen. And here I was praising this game when it came to its like, yo, fire and candlelight before. I guess they couldn't nail it every time.
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel.
The gates are closed. Begone!
I feel like you should chime in as the resident former prisoner. Prison fucking sucks. Yeah, my dad was in prison for a while. For the DUI and like a wreck. Some people deserve punishment, but there was literally a mental health floor where dudes were wearing diapers and they put my cube on that floor when COVID struck. I had to witness people serving sentences who literally had trouble using the restroom. Damn. That's a little inhuman. 0 out of 10, literally unplayable. Yeah, my score was dropped by 2 points for that torch.
You won't survive another night.
Oh,
How am I to sell my wares if they won't let us into the capital?
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
Not anymore,
I'm hungry.
The Empire would have us live in the Deadlands.
Don't go thinking you'll find refuge in the houses outside Port Isolde. The place is a wretched hive of thieves and blackguards.
Privatized prisons? Yeah, I've heard about those. Saw a Reddit post even today about one where there's like one threatening, there's like a private prison, I don't know if it's recent news, but it's a private prison threatening to close if they didn't get 300 more inmates. They're literally setting a quota like, hey, arrest 300 more people, or we're just gonna close. It's like, what? What fucking dystopia bullshit is that? Normally, not having a lot of prisoners because, you know, you don't have, you know, crimes happening is a good thing. Crap. In exchange for Wendy's, you got tickets. Sounds like, yeah, it's basically you go, you like do business at some participating like business that like, you know, essentially like gets paying for the event, and you get your tickets for free. You can buy them at the gate too if you didn't bother doing that, but it would have cost me more. It was like, hey, there's like a Wendy's right next door to me. Let me like pop over there and get 2 tickets by buying a chicken sandwich. So yeah, I'll be like watching fireworks on the you know, 4th of July chat. It's gonna be great. Super great, in fact. And is there social credits? Yeah, I haven't heard much about that recently. That was like big news like a year or two ago. I heard everyone like mentioning it. Yeah, we may not have a social credit score, but we still got our basically our entire future decided by a credit score.
Happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better. We should start with the main gate and see where that gets us.
Armstrong prison is good for economy, Jack. I don't know why. I didn't see what you were going to write, but as soon as you write the word Armstrong. There's jobs creators, Jack. All those are workers paying taxes. Honestly, that could work to the next Metal Gear Rising plot, though.
But at least we won.
Everyone, their mother lights fireworks all over. I bet the firefighters love it. Like, thank God. Especially in LA, where you know, California in general, where wildfires never happen. Never ever.
It's over.
Yeah, unfortunately, most states these days kind of ban the really good, fireworks you used to be able to buy. So these days, all you can really get is sparklers. So you kind of have to go to like the, the state or like town or city like made, fireworks show. That really sucks too. Like this used to be a country, where we could buy proper explosives and shoot them into the sky. Love sparklers. I mean, they're all right. I feel like those kind of like the fireworks that stay on the ground are like good for the lulls in between like the Roman candles and like the bottle rockets and everything else. I like seeing stuff go up in the air and go kaboom. And then I'm like, hey, let's take a break and look at some pretty lights on the ground.
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
And you can make bombs out of whistling, whatever. Usually it's not a good idea if you want to stay unlocked up to go making explosives. Usually a little bit regulated. Got some fireworks for a couple years back. I'm thinking of popping them in July, the good stuff. What states still allow the really good fireworks? I'm guessing it's like Nevada. Is it? Well, no, I don't think it's Nevada, is it? I don't know, maybe it's Nevada. Or is it only like on the Indian reservations? I've always heard like you can get like really good fireworks at Indian reservations. Pennsylvania does.
Have mercy. Voice-ridden dogs they are. You can't ignore us forever.
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep.
Better out there than in here.
Oh, get enough racket.
Find the generous bastards.
I'm trying to think this government doesn't care about the people, chat.
I said, where were you, filth? Back to your sties. Cut you down where you stand.
Destroy it.
No chance of slipping through unnoticed.
What government does? I mean, you at the least do something. This government exists seems to like just wage war and do slave labor.
I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble.
The poors.
We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
Black Light Birds. Very poetic title.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
Winter is coming. They may actually do that line at some point. The Lazarus District. Do we say that now? I feel like a lot of the the memes from Game of Thrones haven't been used in a while. Like I haven't seen even like anyone go like nothing Jon Snow in quite a while.
How quickly
Or say, oh my sweet summer child. Mainly after like the last season of it, everyone just said, wow, that sucked. Let's stop giving it free humor. But there's the new series now, the prequel, right? So maybe there's like memes coming out of that.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Caleb, I mean, we could just let him pass.
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
No, we're really into murder. Ain't going nowhere. These guys forgot to fuse their, like, busted up swords from Tears of the Kingdom from the looks of it. What's my favorite weapon in Tears of the Kingdom? I mean... You mean like weapon type or like specific fusion? Because I didn't really stumble across one. I always like forced... You couldn't really come up with a favorite because it always breaks, so you have to like keep switching. So whatever gave me the best damage at the time.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died. Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
Which one was this guy?
We can speak inside.
That was a different guy, wasn't it? The guy that we, was our trainer at the beginning. When Joshua used the Kyorog. Oh yeah, one of those two guys.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far.
One of the male strippers with you in the
together
swamp.
To form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
How did he survive when Joshua melted? He was inside the castle. Remember, he got injured.
We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
When I go to a strip club in the swamp,
No
even if it's called Swamp Ass.
But in case you haven't
I
noticed,
don't even
the
generally
Lady
go to strip
Annabella
clubs if
couldn't
they're in
care
like the
less
city.
about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir,
Generally, if like friends really want me to, I would go. I'm not gonna seek it out.
As to why,
That's what I mean by generally.
I don't know.
Like my idea of fun is, you know, hey, let's go to the strip
Anyone
club.
having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
So Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp.
They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do
I
we.
just don't generally like the clientele of a strip club. Like the people who like to go to them. I don't know. It always feels like a bunch of like divorced or unhappy like dads.
If we remove the head,
Then it's
perhaps,
like, oh well.
perhaps we can prevent what
Or
happened.
maybe
at the
just lonely
docks
men. I
from
don't know. It
happening
doesn't feel
somewhere else.
healthy. Judgy, yeah, maybe I'm being a bit judgy. Maybe some people are just there to party and like look at tits, but I don't know. One, I don't drink it. I rarely have ever drink anyway, so there's one half of the reason to ever go to a strip club already taken out of the equation for me.
We too
So I'd
have
really
witnessed
just
the
be going to
crimes
like
these men
Google
who
at
dare
women.
call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to
How they
continue.
clean their clothes? Hopefully often and with a washing machine.
Must put a stop to this madness.
We
Still need to go to Hooters. They're overrated.
So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
New fringe hat.
So Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
Old friend? Yeah, well, technically.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
I suppose we owe you our thanks. You spared us when you could have just as easily sent us to the mud.
We'll show them that the fire in our hearts is not so easy.
So who are those guys we killed before he showed up? Were they also these former like people friends of mine, or did I just, they random bandits? Because we killed like a dozen of them before we met up.
Allow me to tend to your needs, my lord.
Gaia blade. I've already had one of those. They're not really giving me much to spend my money on, I feel.
May the blessing of the
No
crystals
chocobo? No, I've
go
got the
with you.
chocobo. Just can't use it in here.
We'll show them as much mercy as they did our sisters and...
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buick Bridge, and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my
I
own.
remember you beat, you kill sometimes, you just
arrived,
defeat
that was
them.
your
This time
plan.
it said you bested them. Oh. We just subconsciously knew to hold back on them.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
Aren't there like a bunch of other type of like Hooters like restaurants now? There's like, what is it, like you Owls or something like that? Oh no, there's like Twin Peaks and something else.
Thank you, Sir Wade.
Though the restaurants they're called.
Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace.
Tilted
Putting
Kilt.
an end to the Black Shields.
You know, that one doesn't even like suggest,
So
well, I
we
guess
shall.
kind of suggesting hips instead of boobs, never mind. Are they all like chicken joints or do they do something else? Like, where's like the pancake, restaurant that also has like big breasted women? Say, why has anyone gotten on that? Like, what if you get like, hey, what if you get your pancakes delivered by a girl in, a tank top? I don't know. Party members, huh? Throughout the main scenario, Clive will often be joined by various companions who are keen to lead their assistance. Lynn, however, depending on Clive's destination, they may choose to remain behind at the hideaway. restaurant in Dallas called Tallyknackers. It's like Hooters, except it's dudes. Well, hey, gay guys gotta eat chicken too, you know? You got offered a job at Tilted Kilt? There's like the recruiter, they like come up and recruit you for that? There's like some guy comes with a business card. Look, I think you do great at this restaurant. Do you want to work for like low wages and rely on tips for most of your money?
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
Worked at a Japanese French place? What a unique combo. Around the corner as hostess. So he like was eating there and like offered you the card.
Since they
Do like Hooters like waitresses make more than most average waitresses? I can't. I mean, I'm assuming they still get paid mainly off tips.
Suffice to say, that got their
It'd be
attention.
great with the red hair and freckles, and I was like, yeah,
Ever
yes.
since.
How long has Tilted Kilt been around? Because I only heard about it recently. I thought it was like maybe a new thing.
Look at me sideways. How was the Black Shield?
2011, 2012.
Come along now.
Yeah, I guess Hooters has been inspiring people.
The bastards are lucky I didn't have my axe.
Hmm.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
Okay, I need to heal first.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog,
Wow.
could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields?
I mean, you could have just all grouped us as
Then
vagabonds, but you wanted to get personal.
Die along with your flame!
For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Roomba wins again.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
I never wanted them to fight their battles for them.
More dragons.
The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
Ow.
Answer in kind, my lord.
A noble stand, albeit
Oh, a dragoon. Have fun with these as well. Also,
misguided
pretends to know. Thank you for the 59-month sub, man.
in taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
enough to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him? Guess we're all ready.
I'll do my counter move.
Let's try.
And Lindsay worked at a Hooters and said it actually wasn't so bad. Yeah, I've heard that Hooters waitresses sometimes make more than your average waitress, I guess, because of, perfectly logical, valid reasons that we all won't really speculate on. Here you a link and a dragon talon. No, they just love to, please, smile.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have, and always will.
This guy's trying to do his best Samwise Gamgee right now. I know it's hard, Mr. Frodo, but we gotta keep climbing.
And her loyal subjects may dream
We're
of
still
a day
good in this world.
when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
I could carry you, Mr. Frodo.
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
Share the load. Of course, someone would say that. Share the load, potato. Please don't try anything unnatural. Needs something to lighten the mood because this game is grimdark fantasy. Yeah, you could put this in like Warhammer at times.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must
What is holding that axe? Sheer manliness. It's a magnetic force, you realize. The more testosterone you have in you, the more likely metal will stick to you.
Of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
Won't that also give me away to anyone who is, you know, like, on the other side? If it's that obvious on my person?
Be sure that you do.
Like, wait, you got that seal on you. Kill him.
Men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it.
Dark face reveal. It's been revealed. It's been revealed several times and was revealed like a month ago. Once again.
Thank you, sir.
Just look for my Dark Pictures
If
stream.
anything you need.
I know.
If you must know and satisfy your curiosity. Must be blind then. I mean, it's still here on Twitch if you want to check it out. Maybe you just weren't here that night. Or nights, in fact.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance.
Have 10 cells at this point? Does Clive just wear all... they're like Pokemon badges. He just like pulls something to the side and like, yeah, check him out.
Alright, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
We heard those footsteps from a very long, far away distance. It's not normal. Unless this dude is like clumping in.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago.
This place looks neat. This place looks like it's wealthy.
And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue. You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant
Camelot?
to her serene holiness.
Hold up, Camelot.
Saint Sybil, the Unshod.
Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes.
He's doing
against
something he did as a
church
kid,
and
Chad.
crown,
It's warm in this
I
old
shall
man's
have
heart.
Thy head.
Okay, he did it as a teenager, so it was way more cringy. I thought it was gonna be like even younger than that.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy.
Finally, a
It's
happy scene.
really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint of the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford.
What makes it a manor? Well, it's big and owned by aristocrat. someone
Since
of
becoming
noble birth,
Viceroy,
I think.
Annabella
I don't
has
know.
been a constant
Technically,
thorn
back in
in
these days,
Rosaria's
manors can be a
side,
lot of things. But if
these
you're wealthy,
atrocities are a
you can
new
call it a
load.
manor, I think. It's like, welcome to my manor.
Something has changed. Quite what? I don't know, but the woman
Use
we
the
knew
good.
is gone.
What a
And
mansion!
monster sits in her place.
Actually, wouldn't using the good dinnerware mean to use the tin plates,
better
because
or
that was
worse,
so valuable back in like
with
Europe
governing
olden
this
days, like
town,
tin,
and thus
that
must
was actually
maintain
better
the
than like the
illusion
fine
of
china or like
obedience.
gold plates.
That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
Also, thank you for the bits.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
That was heartwarming. Yep,
It's been
we
20
needed it after all the
years,
sadness.
The nation
It
your
wasn't
father
as an
and
actual.
your
They just mentioned
forefathers
Camelot
fought to
though,
defend is
so
no
I don't know.
more.
Maybe there's a connection. It's
Perhaps
based
it would
on
be
Europe.
Otherwise, had I the courage of my
It's Europe if it had magic. All right.
All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her
You
cargo.
get a nerd
She
emote
can be
with
outfitted
glass
for
and
the
bucky.
voyage in
Can
a
I get
matter of
like enough
weeks.
subs to get a new
So you
emote slot?
believe us then?
That's what I gotta
About
do.
everything.
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed.
Oh, yeah,
my
we're
nephew
subs.
still lived.
We're kind of at that point where it's actually
Besides,
to get more subs. I mean, to get more emote slots, it takes a lot of subs. I think I need like 500 to 600 subs at one given point to like unlock the next emote slot.
Always been a terrible liar. Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger
So
on
it's
my
not likely to
nephew's
happen at this
greatest
point unless I
failing.
just do like a subathon, I feel. Which I probably should do at some point, honestly.
One thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw.
Is that a behemoth statue, by the way?
Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first?
Alright, this guy's gonna die in the next few hours, isn't he?
Fetch me my cutlass.
Gotta keep piling on the sand.
This will be fun.
That's one of your lesser used emotes. I mean, I like all my emotes though. The coil.
Over there. Go on. She's a fine ship, isn't she? Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days. Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that Lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung a sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive.
Bringing the good drama.
Do you
No, he actually did
understand?
theater acting to prove that who he was to his uncle. So he like did
I
a
want to
theater
choose
scene from that his childhood that his uncle remembered.
path.
Yeah, based on the conversation in chat currently.
To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Hmm. Okay. Back to the hideaway, that is. Where are they gonna smooch? Like, I guess she wants to deal with her issues first.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Hmm. However, that seems like a good stopping point, Chad. How many hours have I put in this game so far? Let's find out. 23 hours, huh? Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, 23, over 23 hours. I gotta assume I'm halfway through the game by now, right? Usually a Final Fantasy game, it takes around 40 hours to get through. In my, collective knowledge of them. We'll see. We'll make progress. We'll get there. This is your current time. Oh yeah, you're right. Shit. Why do they? Why do they do that? Why put military down? Whatever my time is, whatever. Okay, Chad. You don't all pile on at once. Just like, hey, let's dunk on him. He got it. He got the time wrong. I get it. I made an accident. Made a little fucky wucky. That time is, yeah, okay, that's like the third or fourth one in a row. Keep it up. Everyone get it out of your system. Go and dunk on me. Like, oh, Dartigan, that's military time. That's your time. That's not your play time. Come on. Take your moment.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Only one I'm giving you for the night. Thank you for the bits, too. Just defending you, I did the same thing. I think we're all guilty of it. But, chat, despite that one moment right there, you've all been wonderful tonight. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully, you enjoyed tonight's stream. My pleasure. If you're new here, I'd recommend you hit the follow button. And you can also join their Discord by typing the Discord message into chat that Sarayu just posted for everyone. Thank you, Sarayu. So, I'll be streaming again tomorrow. So hopefully you'll have time to come by and say hello. Tonight was a pretty slow part of the game, so maybe tomorrow we'll pick up. We are entering the boat arc, though. You know what happens in, boat arcs. They take forever. We'll see. But also, thank you for any bit subs or gift subs tonight. Much appreciated. Hopefully you feel like you're getting your money's worth out of those emotes. And, yeah. So, yeah, I guess that's all I got. Enjoy the rest of your night, everyone. Hopefully you have a good day tomorrow. Good night's sleep. And everything else. I will see you then. Peace, everybody.